on the phone was not good. That was not going to work well. So I had to go in and delete that off the phone. Gotta get this stand today because I can't work like this, and I need my stand because I still have more videos to do for the website. All right, first things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. My second company is the one we're building on right now, which is the final and last of our screen paint products, which is the Black Series Edition.com. One of the things that I do before I make announcements on this, that, and that, is I had to do a ton of research. And one of the researches I first started doing when I first started building my first website under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint was researching how companies were displaying their screen paint products to give me an idea what kind of platform and how I need to start building my site. But also, too, I wanted to see videos on these particular products, like, how they were displaying them, what they look like, what was the competition going to be. Because as I told you before, when I first started off, the other individuals didn't exist at all, period. Only Goo Screen, Paint On Screens, Knox, and a couple of other companies were actually out there doing this. So these individuals were never even heard of. So these are the companies I would base off checking out, seeing how they were displaying their items. Goo Screen had a ton of videos. You're going to watch all their videos, how they're applying the screens, how they talked about their products. Boy, I've had to educate myself on selling a product that I've never sold before. But also, too, now I still go back and do the research to see how these companies are showing off and displaying their products and what they're charging. So we're going to a company called projectorscreens.com. I've called this company quite a few times, so I was able to get some amazing sample sheets from them for particular companies that were really hard to get it from. If I went directly to the company itself, chances are I would be denied, but through them I was able to get the product needed because I was able to go to a dealership and pick it up. All right, so basically specification sheet. This would be, I guess, the specification sheet right here. Man, that's it. So that's the specification sheet. It has a 0.7 gain. It's a paint on. Let me see, bring this up a little bit more for you guys. There we go. So, I'll bring my stand up a little bit. I'm going to order the new stand today because I need it desperately for work. And I should have ordered it last night. Didn't order last night. So basically, it's a paint on screen. Brand is a paint on screen. Product line is a paint on screen. Brand is a paint on screen. It has a 0.7 gain. This is a specification sheet right here. At the bottom here, we have a description of the product. So that would be a summary. It would be a description. Experts at perfectionscreens.com. Next, I've had their products here. Literally, I've bought their products. I've had to test their products here. Let's see. Next, projection really understands picture quality and what it takes to get an absolute best visual experience. Paint on Screen is very proudly to be their sole provider. That's not going to last long. I've had their products here, so I already know what I'm dealing with from the door. That's one of the things you have to be able to test products. We've tested all of these. The only one I haven't tested was Vox. Vox, judging, VOX, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, judging by their tone of paint, the complexion of the shade, the lighting in the environment, projectors that are being used, chances are they're definitely calibrated. They wouldn't have a chance against the technology. Mine is a black technology at the end of the day. You have to be able to produce that contrast. Screens are designed to absorb light, which makes them ambient light projection technology. I'm looking for anything on the site that says ambient light projection technology, and this is what we're not picking up. We're not seeing. It doesn't say anything here in the description saying it's ambient light projection technology. It doesn't say anything here in the description of being ambient light projection technology. What is this right here? These are related teams, okay. So, ultra short throw, ambient light projection. Okay, we got ambient light projection here by ultra short throw. Well, ultra short throw you really don't really have to worry about an ambient light rejection screen because you're sitting right on top of the screen. Where would it be issue with ambient light rejection? The only problem you would have in ultra short though is the screen has the ability to be able to, that's a screen shade would have an issue. Because I've seen screens that are light gray and don't pick up on ultra short though projectors correctly. They still have to be stuck in ambient light controlled environment. So that really doesn't solve anything if you think about it. It really just doesn't. Because if it was an ambient light projection screen, I mean, you can stick that screen in a fully lit environment and you don't have to worry about your screen washing out or fading. Some people get it mixed up when it comes to ambient light projection. They think because the screen, it could be a washed out, really bad looking image, and they'll say, because I can see something on the screen. Doesn't have to be good, doesn't have to be perfect. They consider that to be an approval, and that's not. A screen of ambient light projection, you should be able to see the screen crystal clear from corner to corner without the edges washing out. It should be a perfect image. That's ambient light projection. But to claim this to an ultra short throw is too easy because there's no distance throw there. If you did ambient light projection technology on long throws, then that's a different story because it takes time for the image to get there. And depending on how much light you have in the environment, is how fast the lumens from your projector are going to deteriorate how to make it from A to B. Where on an ultra short throw, there is no distance throw. No, that's just so easy to do. I could do that on freaking house paint, pass that one with no problem. Wide angle gain viewing, so and so. So edge bleeding, yes. So that's what I find interesting. I was just talking about. Borderless screens. Borderless screens are usually black, either black or very dark gunmetal, because a border is not needed because the screen is literally so dark. A border why would you even put a border on a screen that's dark? So that makes the screen borderless. Gray screens, white screens, silver screens can't be borderless because the screen's not dark enough to be borderless. And because of that, they have to have some kind of frame or some kind of velvet frame around the screen itself to keep the image from bleeding out. So the bleeding doesn't go past a certain, it doesn't oversplash the screen, so it doesn't cover the screen. Like we have here, the the monitor here has a border around it. So it's the border for screens is designed for lighter screens. So when you hit the screen with the projector and the image starts to bleed out, it stops to a certain area and it just basically gives you this perfect trim all the way around. That's what that's for. Black screens don't have that issue because black screens are borderless. They don't require it. That's why if you look at the Elite screen's borderless screen, it has a small little black frame around it. It's small, but it has a small little 1-inch frame around it. It's still it has to be to keep the image from bleeding out. We took ours off because we don't need it because our screens are black. Okay, spray on a roll-on application and edge bleeding. Yes, that means it's going to bleed out. Let me see. Now, these are people that are putting in but there's no videos. No pictures. There's nothing there. This is the reason why I had to go in and I had to get sample sheets because there's no pictures. All right, let's go to other related teams and see what else they have on the site. We have here Teflon rollers. I don't get that. I was just talking about that before the camera popped out of my stand. Teflon rollers. I don't get that. I've actually painted screens in with rollers that I've gotten from the dollar store for around 99 cents and never had an issue, but I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be for their product. It works for their product for $33.99. You have to buy these special rollers right here to paint the screen. I don't see why that doesn't make any sense to me at all. This is a black frame. So screens that don't have too light or gray or white screens have to have this because again, the screen will bleed out. We don't have the issue because our screens are borderless. So that's $133 for their product in order to paint a frame around the screen. Is there any pictures on this? I'm gonna go click on this. Any pictures? Why are there no pictures? Why are there no videos? There's nothing here but a bunch of chatter. There gotta be something here showing you. There's nothing there. Not a thing. There should be something here. This is what I found that I didn't like about the sites. There's nothing here. They have YouTube videos, but the YouTube videos literally should be here so you can see exactly what the heck you're buying. It's just like, yeah, okay, what's this right here? Oh, this is somebody which talking about this, that, and that's not what it is. All right, let's come out of this section right here. We have related teams. Let's go pop over to, it's the black border for 133. This is a leveling primer. I'm sorry, people, but I've been in business for years and I don't ever remember telling anybody that you need a leveling primer. I gotta Google that and look that up. What the heck is a leveling primer? I know what it is. It's basically saying that when you paint the screen, it's not level. So let me get this straight. When you paint your walls in your house, do you go to the Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever and say, hey, look, I'm gonna paint my living room. I wanna make sure the paint is leveled. No one says that. Just paint the freaking wall and be done with it. I painted dozens of walls for me, my friends, whatever. I've never walked into a paint store and said, yeah, I need a leveling system because I'm afraid if I stare at the wall, one half of it's going to look like it's coming at me and the other half looks like it's going to be running away from me. I've never heard of that before and I don't get it at all. I've seen people talk about it in screen paint products. I've never seen it happen. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That sounds like something that's just unnecessary. So you have to spend 115 bucks to paint this on your wall. It's a primer to level it out. That sounds like the philosopher on so many levels, it's not even funny. What do we have here? Is there any pictures on the leveler? Anything here? Any pictures? Some things I'm gonna call bull on. I'm gonna call bull on it because I don't see the point of paying that kind of money, and that's my own. I got my rights, freedom of speech. I got the right to voice my opinion, but I don't see the purpose. All this is to me is like, I'm sorry, but it doesn't register. It just doesn't. And again, there's no pictures here. Go back and get another bladed sheen. Let's see what we have here next. We have an adhesive primer, which on this side, this is the adhesive primer. I don't know why you would even need that, but okay. We have basically, when we tell people the only screens you have to prime is fabric, and you can use anything you want. It's not actually to prime the surface to make it better, it's to absorb. So if you're using fabric, you have to make sure that your screen is absorbing, it absorbs because the screen's going to absorb like a sponge. Then you're going to have some uneven areas in there. That's the only reason why you would paint that, because some areas are going to absorb more, some are going to absorb less. That's definitely going to be a problem. So that's why we tell you to prime it, to even it out. That's it. We can use any paint you want. It doesn't really make a difference. You need nothing special to do it. I did it on the 250. All right. This is the actual paint itself. All right. So do we have any videos on this? Any pictures? We have the description. Doesn't say anything there. We have, how's that a specification? Are they running any tests on this stuff? Because this specification sheet is not good. It's really weak. I mean, it's really, really bad. I mean, in fact, it says type, paint, product statute leaves warehouse within, it doesn't make any sense. Why would it be in specifications? Probably would be in specifications. Product line paint on screens, brand paint on screens, gain 2. There's no information in there. Okay, on size covers 170 square feet. 1814 capability. Gray silver. That's not going to be able to do anything at all. It's a gray silver screen. That won't even pick up in a fully lit environment. Say anything about ambient light projection technology in there. Not a thing in there. Roll-on gray silverish, wide 150-inch and narrow cone. You shouldn't even have an issue with a silver screen. That should never be a problem at all, period. Basic silver would do exactly. I'm not gonna say too much on that, but yeah. Okay, boosting contrast. No, 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 no. There's nowhere in the world silver screen will ever be the boost contrast. It picks up too high of a white level. You've seen that in the demonstration yesterday. It picks up a higher white level than an actual gray screen. There is nowhere in the world you would be able to boost the contrast level on that. That'd be virtually impossible. I would love to see that one right there. That theory would have to be tested. Adding depth to the images, no, no. See, this is what I'm talking about. Boosting contrast, adding depth to the images. And this is basically what contrast is designed to do, is to add more depth and detail to the image. But you can't do that on a silver screen, because the silver screen pushes up way too much white light in order to do that. Eliminating hot spots. That's something you really got to prove with the silver screens. The silver screens are very, very bright, and they can produce hot spots. That's a screen that will hotspot faster than any other screen. Ambient light rejection. Rejecting ambient light, excuse me. I don't know about that one right there. I would really have to see this. I'm gonna see if there's any YouTube videos on this, because I'm not seeing anything here. No pictures, no video demonstrations, nothing. There's nothing here. There's a whole lot of things wrong with this. There's no way in the world a silver screen is ambient light rejection. We had Firehawk G4s and G5s here, and neither one of them could basically pick up too well in fully lit environments. Contrast, not going to happen on a silver screen. Generates too much white light, not going to happen. Let me see what we got here. This is paint on screens. Let's see what we got here. Let's go pop over. Let's see, since we can't find any demonstrations here, let's see if we find one on YouTube. I don't know why they don't have them on the website. They should have all that stuff. Where's the test? There's nothing there. So let's see what we got here. Paint on screens. This would be all us. This is definitely all us. I told you, we pretty much, our videos we got over 7,000 videos. I'm plastered everywhere. This would be all us. So if someone were to look up their company paint on screen, we would be popping up. Because we have that many video demonstrations on our products. We go back over 12 years of videos. That's why we have like 7,000 videos. This is all us. All right, so I'm just going to bump into my stuff. That's it. I'm going to have to go into another search. So I can't put paint on screens. Goose Screen was out before me, so Goose Screen would definitely pop up. That's going to be hard to do. They were out way before me. Let me see. Paint on screens. Projection screen paint. Maybe this one. Maybe find this one. Maybe if we put down. Oh, I've seen this guy already. Yeah, yep. You know this guy is looking today. It's the fellow contact us to an email. Actually, still trying to contact me. We blocked him on our he contacted us on our what is it? The site, the new site, the Black Series site. We put a block on them. Yeah, because they're curious. They want to know what that product does. They've done their research, just like I've done my research. I'm pretty sure they have. They've gone out and they looked at all these companies. They look at my technology compared to theirs. They already seen the difference. So they already know. All right, finally, we got a demonstration right here on paint on screens. Let's have a look at this. This should have been on the website. It should have made it a whole lot easier for me to go hunt and look for it. So let's see what we have here. Let me skip this, please. Why is the video traveling so slow? What's the point of all of this? So let me get this straight. So we got an actual video that's being done. Let me see. Just a roller moving back and forth and explaining. Okay. Why is the wall blue? It doesn't make any home theater. Let's see, for commercial theaters. My goodness, the time it just took them to set that up, the wall would have been painted already. We would have been done already. That's just, they're doing too much. That's doing too much. And then we don't even, come on, you gotta be better than this. This has gotta be better than this, come on. Just, I'm not gonna go into a rant. I promised myself I'm not gonna go into a rant, but this is the worst intro demonstration I've seen so far. High definition screen. This is how we're pushing our products. This is an ultra white screen. How the heck do you sell white screen paint? How does that even work? You think I'm joking? This is right there, ultra white. How are you selling it white? That stuff wouldn't pick up for jack. You're just better off just using your white wall. It still does the same thing. All right, we got nothing here but a bunch of containers of paint and just some backgrounds of some washed fuzzy pictures. That's it. Didn't even use a real projector in the demonstration, a complete knockoff projector. It's not a Sony, BenQ, Bronco. Okay, we gotta come out of this. It's just triggering me in 4 different directions. That is horrible. That's the worst demonstration I've ever seen. Well, I've seen worse, so I can't say it's the worst one, but that's pretty bad. There's nothing there. If I was a customer and I was buying, I'd be completely confused. Like, what the freak am I buying at the end of the day? Let me see. That environment is way too dark to be painting the screen in. That's too dark to be painting the screen in. Let me see. Anything else on paint? We're just looking for paint on screens. We don't care about anybody else. We're just looking for paint on screens. That's what we're hunting for. That's the website we're on right now. And right now, this is all us. This is me. You see those black cubes popping up? That would be me. This is all me. I had no idea that literally we had that many videos splattered all over YouTube. You don't see anybody else's. You see a few people here and there, but that's it. I was looking for this guy. This is one of the other guys I was looking for. Perfect. I ran into this guy, perfect. Remember I told you about how screen paints are made. Basic screen paints are made out of black and white paint. We had this conversation, I told you about this. This fellow right here shows you how to make a basic how-to screen paint product. There's only 4 elements in it. It's black, it's silver, black, gray, silver, but he didn't put any glitter in his. There it is right there. That's the basic formula to doing screen paint products. So we see screen paints being made out of black and white paint. We can tell it's black and white paint because that's how we used to make our products back in the day. We can set that up against a white screen and it'll give off a certain tone. That's how we know. So when I did the demonstration yesterday of the white screen and you see me take those several different surfaces of gray, you see those tones that pop up? All of those were made out of black and white paint, except for the Network Grade 773, but I'm pretty sure they got black in it, but it reacts that way. So when we watch a demonstration, we can tell if the screen paint's made with black and white basic paint because it gives off a signature. And that's what we've been seeing in demonstrations of people displaying. We're not going to mention their name, we know who's who, but that's how the products have been displaying. Fellow did it right here. This is an ingredients, how to make a basic black and white paint. And it shows you how to put it together, how to mix it the same way. That's what I've been explaining to a lot of y'all who have these products sitting on your wall that you paid money for, you know who you are. Don't get embarrassed because you know who you are, who got duped into buying these products. And I was telling you from the door, if they can't pass certain tests, it's old paint. Why do you think they don't match our test demonstrations? Because they can't, because an old product such like that, like we used to make, would never have the capability to pass any of our tests. It'd be virtually impossible. Only a black and white mixture can't do tests. That's why when we put challenges out, they're never met because the paint can't do it. It can't do it because it's an old product. That's another reason why we throw challenges out there, to see what comes back. So we throw a challenge out there to a company or somebody who's making paints and they don't do it, they fight it. We can tell automatically from the door the paint has a limitation. It can only go so high. And usually products made like this have to be done in the dark. You cannot do this in a fully lit environment. The screen will wash out. It doesn't have ambient light projection capabilities. This is why some people on their sites are posting not ambient light projection, because it can't be. It doesn't have the capability to do so. Now he has silver, black, matte black, I told you, right here, go back in here. So this is the ingredients he's showing you how to make it. There's the silver. There's the black, that's the toner. And then the base would be any kind of white paint. It could be Behr Silver Screen, it could be Behr 1050, it could be anything. It's just a base, that's all it is. Could have literally just made it yourself. Now, first test that he would have to go through if he was selling his product is he would have to go through a house paint test, which means you have to show that your product doesn't match anything else. And if you can't pass that test and your product does come up matching a house paint, that's not good. Can't be a little bump, can't be a hiccup. It has to be a massive difference between night and day, which means I can sit back 18 feet, 20 feet and see the difference between the two screens. Just put this paint right there. Now he's done this quite a few times, and the reason why I can tell you because he's pouring it in. If you've done it enough times, you don't have to measure jack. You can just, you know exactly how much of a tone you need to add in, because you'd be to read by the tone. Just like when I pulled up the container of Network Grade 773 and popped the top and said, oop, this is not good, it's going to match. I can tell just by looking at the paint because I've done it for so long. So that's the, just pouring it in there. All right, it's mixing it. Look at the color of it. Commercial. I was looking for this guy. I'm going to go back to this, but I want to just add this in here real quick. For those of you who paid the money for that product and you have it sitting on your wall, yeah, this is what everybody else has been doing. You know how old that product is that you have to know it's old. Nothing new, it's old. It's been around for a long time. Now you see the color of it? When he's painting it in, see that gray to it? Yeah. Now if he were to do this with the lights on, this is the reaction that the screen would have. You see that discoloration? You see how washed out? You've seen that somewhere before, haven't you? Of course you have. You have seen that somewhere before. You've seen that in 2 different videos where that pulled up like that. The minute he turns out those lights, and this is not a lot of light in the environment. This environment is really, really not well lit like that. He has lights on dimmers. So it's not really that well lit. It's pretty dark in there. But because this screen is that particular coating, that shade, it's going to have a hard time picking up. Now, the minute he turns out his lights, the image is going to get much better. And this is why when you watch these demonstrations on products like this is why they sit in the dark, because the screen has a very difficult time picking up a contrast level. Doesn't make a difference what projector you have at the end of the day, it's still going to have that issue. Now, you see how much better the image looks now? Look at the black levels. That's actually gray. So what you're seeing is gray. Most people will stare at that and swear they're seeing black. Nope, that's actually gray you're staring at, because if that screen could basically pick up a contrast level, it could pick it up with the lights on. Even if ambient light rejection wasn't even included, it would be able to pick it up. Ambient light rejection and contrast are two different things. It has nothing to do with each other at all, period. You can have no ambient light rejection at all. Just a matter of fact, you just kind of have a difficult time picking up because it can't reflect light. But to turn the lights out and there's no lights on at all, it's still going to pick up a black level regardless. So if that was a true screen that basically could pick up a 100% contrast level, he could have had every light on, turn the lights on, open up a window, that screen would have projected black regardless. It would have pulled up black. So what you're seeing is gray. How do you know if a screen can see a 100% black? Turn all your lights on. Throw up a contrast level like Batman or whatever, or Starfield, and open up your curtains. And if that screen turns gray, that screen can't see contrast. You're actually seeing shades of gray. But you see how much the picture has improved since the lights are out. And that's what you see in demonstrations today. You see a lot of demonstrations just like this, and someone coming on camera talking about quality. And you're not getting quality. You just purchased a dinosaur screen paint. That's literally what you purchased, a relic. A product that has been around for many, many years. That's what you picked up. And that's where you were fooled to think that the images you saw were coming from the projector. They're not coming from the screen. If that was the case, then, and the projector swap out with an Epson, we got to bring this up, Epson 955WH would have pulled the exact same image as P2, and it didn't. It was a huge, massive difference between the two. That's why. You had to spend money for an expensive projector to get this to work. You had to be in a dark environment. You have to calibrate to get this to work. This is old. You see the border around it? You have to have a border or it will bleed out. Can't do 235.1 setups on it because you'll have those bars here. You have the bars at the bottom. You got to get those curtains to run across. That's more money you're going to have to spend at the end of the day for that one right there, or unless you're going to build the screen to a 235.1 setting, which would be a waste because you can't pull a contrast level. And I'm pretty sure this projector has an extremely high contrast level. All right, so I just wanted to find that video real quick. Let's go back in here real quick. But yeah, they don't pull up. And I explained it before. You have an old relic product. That's what you have. All right, let's see what's on the back of the search for paint on screens. We should see more. This is what I'm looking for right now. This is one of their products. So that's their products right there. Paint on screens S1 Ultimate Contrast. Let me see if we can find something on paint on screens. I'm try to find something. Caution, this is going to be a long demonstration because we got a couple more companies to go. And I believe in doing a thorough search on products because I don't like to come on there and say, oh, but that's it. No, I do a thorough search to see if we can track anything down. Okay, paint on screens. Another way we shouldn't have to word it like this to find a freaking paint. Let me go back here for a minute. Let me see. You would think you would just put the name paint on screens and that would be it. Let's try it. Well, this is ultimate contrast. This is the paint right here. All right, so let's do this whole section here. Let's copy that. And let's put it in here. See if we can track down a video. Because I'm dying to see a video in here. Here we put up here. You read that. Told you. People realized that a long time. That was 2 years ago. You people are still getting robbed at the end of the day. And people figured that out 2 years ago. That his product was house paint. They got it there and they looked at it and was like, gee, what is this house paint? It is house paint. But this is a person who, only 2 people out of all the people I've met so far, pump their products up more than what they're supposed to be. And then don't have any test demonstrations, nothing back in the products at all. The same demonstrations, dark environment, high-end projector, the same thing. They have nothing at all. No projector, they don't do anything like we do or anybody else. They have these we can do all this crazy stuff, and at the end of the day, it's fake. Like the projector stacking system, you can't walk into any form site with that freaking nonsense. Nobody's going to buy that nonsense. At the end of the day, you're going to walk into a form site with a bunch of professionals at the end of the day and say, hey, look, I got this product that if I stack the paint by layer, it's able to produce a super screen at the end. Who in their right mind's going to believe that stuff? The first thing I say is, you have any proof backing this up? No one's going to take that seriously at all, period. Not even the fact that you have to do a 4-coat application. Why do I have to do a 4-coat application? Why can't I just do one? I can just go down to Home Depot and buy the same color that you have for your last page, your last screen, and just paint it in. Just like the theater, what do you call it? The theater wall. It was only 1-coat application, I'm pretty sure, besides that and primer. But people figured that a long time ago. Guy right here, 2 years ago, found out that his product was just house paint. He went to Home Depot and basically did the exact same thing. I gotta have a look at this. Oh, he changed his video. I see that too. He used to have my company's name down there. Yeah, that was a bad idea. He got embarrassed pretty bad, and I'll tell you why. So this guy, I remember him. He came in, he did this demonstration with this silver paint. And he had my company in there. I remember it. It was the other one and me in there. And I bought the same product, but I bought a product that was better. I bought M&M. Now, M&M is more expensive. It's something like $60 or $80. It's $100 a quart. It's very expensive, high-grade silver paint. And what I did was I painted one of the, we had a screen that had different colors to it. So I had a blue screen, a green screen, or whatever color it was, and I put up the color red versus our blue screen. And I wrote in screen with that silver paint, it didn't even pick up. Matter of fact, it washed out on our technology. Didn't even register anywhere. Then we had on a sample sheet, we put it everywhere in the house, put on different projectors. Yeah, we put that stuff to shame. Silver screen, are you kidding me? It wrecked that stuff over here. So no, it didn't pick up anything at all. So basically it debunked this theory that you can go out and buy silver paint and do the same thing as my product, because I can go back it up. On the other hand, he can't back it up because a silver screen is much better than a gray screen because it can pick up a much higher white level. That's why. So he was right there. And you can do it for $50. Now the problem is with the M and M with that paint, it is pungent, very pungent. Some of the silver paint can be extremely pungent, which means there's a very strong odor to it. And you're that close to a screen. It was never meant for you to paint in a screen. It was designed for detail work, like a little trim on the furniture, maybe staircase, maybe some arts and crafts. But to paint a screen of 120, 110 inches with that much of a screen in your face, that much paint, that much fumes, can make you a bit dizzy. So I would advise you not doing it. Figure another way out how to do it. You're gonna have to figure out some way to dilute the silver so it's not that scent is not that strong, but we don't take away from the silver. Because that stuff is really strong. When I painted it on camera, I said it's the last time I ever painted that thing, and ever again. I never would go near that stuff ever again. That stuff is the worst. I'll find the video, but yeah. It's, he had down here, my name was here. It was right in here. And yeah, I'm not going to sit there and let you do that nonsense. And they knowing my products can take out a silver screen with ease and put them on blast. Went there, did the video, knocked it out, was done. Here you go. Did he back his product up? Nope, they couldn't. It's a silver screen. So this guy went in and painted at Home Depot. Home Depot, the only silver screens they have in there, I think is PPJ or PPG is one of those. And yeah, $50. Whole gallon cheaper than Crow's product. And he's not joking. He's dead serious. It does work. It's much better. We've had this product here. We had M&M. M&M is more expensive, but yeah, it's way better. We even had the silver paint here. It's much better. I don't know if he had his product here. Yeah, that comes from the shine. I know that. Now, the thing about it is, it's not a well-lit environment because if you notice when you look at it here, that there's no light really making contact. It's still dark in these corners over in here. That's what we notice. See how the light's here? That's coming from there. That's all. But all this is still dark. We stuck that screen in our environment, it washed clean out because that's really not a lot of lighting. The average consumer is going to be in an area much more brighter than this. Even if you're using it for a home or business or whatever, the area is going to be much more bright. This is why I caution people about doing demonstrations in comfortable zones because the consumer is not going to have the same environment that you're going to use. So, don't advise people don't do that. Lights out, this stuff is good. And since he does a lot of videos with the lights out, anything you buy, it's going to look good. His product is not ambient light rejection technology. So anything you buy, it's going to produce with the lights out with no problem. All that comes from the projector. But this is somebody who bought the product, looked through it and said, gee whiz, this is house paint, and went out to Home Depot, bought the silver version. I sat there on camera multiple times. A higher upgrade version of a gray screen is silver. It produces a much higher, more brighter, vivid image. Now, contrast-wise, no, contrast would come from the gray screen. Silver screens produce too much white light. But if you're looking for higher white levels, then that's what you're going to get. Now, see the backsplash, but still, like I said, look at that. You guys are sitting there paying $90. I told you, you're sitting there paying $90 for, or $80 for a quart, and you do it at $50 a gallon. He hasn't done this demonstration. I have never seen him do this demonstration against PPG or J. I haven't seen the demonstration yet. PPG or PPJ, I think it is. Hey, I'll figure it out. But he's never done that demonstration. PPG, he's right here. PPG, sorry, I got it right there. PPG Home Depot. That's it right there. There it is. Here's PP. Here's it right there. He's got the link right there for the product. That's the exact tone he used in the video. Now, the only people that would be upset by this are people, well, two people would be upset by that. You have those individuals that have the paint on their wall. You would be embarrassed and upset. And then you have the other ones who make this product and know they're cheating customers at the end of the day. And yeah, there's videos out there showing you how to basically make the product, or basically do the exact same thing with house paint, or basically with everyday paint at the end of the day versus his product. Because the problem is that those two get on camera and they pump their products out to be something more than what they're not, and then people go in and they challenge this. I bet your challenges were never even done like that. Probably so. Yeah, you can do it with house paint. Basic house paint. The silver would come out much better. All right, let me see. We're looking for the other company. So I'm not finding much. There's another video right here. This is another one we picked out on best screen paint products, but it's not theirs. I'm going to see their screen painted in. Where are any demonstrations? We've seen that one. That's a promo. Oh, that better not be a screen right there. That's horrible. This is what I'm talking about. That's a screen that is absolutely horrible. I told you it's a sad thing that even if the screen is so badly washed out, because they can still see it a little bit, they consider that to be an improvement. Oh, this is going to be easy for us dealing with home theater screen paint. Do it yourself. Oh yeah, I gotta see this one. This is not companies. I've never actually gone through these before, but I've got to see this. This is not, you're going to have to be in the dark. I'm going to tell you right now, the paint he has in his hand, you're literally going to have to be in the dark. There's no way in the way you can produce that in a fully lit environment. It's going to wash out. past all these little commercials here. These guys don't know anything about screen paint. A lot of you not, know nothing at all, period. Yeah, basic, prime the wall, paint it in. Look at the color of it. Oh, it's gonna wash out so badly. That is bad. That's the same color as network gray we got downstairs, literally. So he just took a basic house paint and painted this on his wall and said, look, you can get the same thing as the high-end screens. If you notice, he's in the dark. Can't use that in a fully lit environment. It's not even pulling contrast. It's not even pulling color. It's pulling nothing. We have hobby paint downstairs at 39 cents painted to a sample sheet. Bullseye primer, network grade 773, and a high grade silver. And none of them can pick up on a black technology. Gunmetal would wipe that clean. He has to be in the dark the entire time. He has to be in the dark. There's no way he can pull that. Okay, paint on screens. I am not finding anything here. Perfect example. There's another one. Trapped in the dark again. Man, you guys do not turn lights on for jack. Another one. Trapped in the dark again. Okay. Best wall paint. Bear 1050. In the dark. Oh, by the way, that would be us. That's our technology. Fully lit environment. My goodness, we just can't get anybody to match our stuff. Look at this. You guys are supposed to be in fully lit environments when you do demonstrations. That's what I'm saying. Painting your house, your wall with a gray screen, painting your wall with a white paint, it's not going to help you. You can't pick up contrast. You can't see color won't register. And still looking for this paint on screen. We're not finding anything there. I'm almost past time here. But that's how it's supposed to be done. This is why we tell people before you buy from us, go in and compare our demonstrations to everybody else. So I'm not finding much but everybody else's stuff on paint on screens. I'm really not finding anything there at all. And I've searched and I looked and I can't find anything. There's no videos on the website. There's nothing there at all, period. This sheet, pictures, video demonstrations, something there to show me exactly what I'm buying, and I'm not getting anything there. All right, we're backing out of this right here. I'm definitely gonna back out of this altogether. Let's go find another one. Let's see, screen paint supplies, Goo Screen. Now, they would have some videos. They definitely have videos on there. I know that Goo Screen has been out for a long time. Hopefully they do. All right, so this is Goo Screen. They have been out for a long time. They were out way before I was out. Goo Screen is expensive. Yeah, I don't know if their prices went down, but they get a little expensive. Let's see, Goo Screen 2.0 formulas, $88. Ultramax 2.0, $44. Let me see. There is a entire kit over here for $269. We actually beat Goo Screen out on an order. We had a company that came in, they wanted to put in an all black sphere, and Goo Screen does not make a black screen paint. They tried to find one, they can't find one. They make a dark gray, that's dark gray, that's not black, so they make a dark gray, but they don't make an actual black. Because in their category, this right here is unheard of. This doesn't exist. From what I've talked to companies, a black screen is not possible. This would be the dark level and how dark they can go on a screen before the screen starts to have issues. We're in this category over here. Which means in contrast levels, there's nothing they could do at all, period. We can wipe all that out with no problem. But let's still have a look at this. All right, do we have any pictures on this product? Any products? Let me see. Anything here? Any pictures? Anything here is just options. This was just going in the product, so there's nothing here. Anything we can click on? Nothing here. There's no pictures at all. No videos. Let's see, blue screen paint. Let's go click over here and see what we get here. All right, we can click on these. Where is the darkest paint they have in here? All right, let's go with the classics and see what the classics have. And these are the classics. You gotta click here for pricing. Ultra black. What's the ultra black? Let me see. Ultra black. Okay, ultra black. Non-reflective, high-coating content paint. Does the job to absorb overlays, overlapping from light. So, where is any demonstrations on showing this? None. That's it. This is pretty much it. Basic, just a simple. This is a data specification sheet. What do we got here in the data? This is the data specification sheet right here. Nothing but that. There's no videos, there's nothing there. So how do I know how the white levels look on it? How do I know how the contrast is going to pull fully lit environments, if it's going to work on an ultra short throw? What's the lowest limited amount of projectors I can run off it? Can I use this outside? I need to see these demonstrations. Sometimes this is not enough. You have to be to see those demonstrations. As a person who develops this stuff, there's certain things that I need to see, and I'm not seeing this. Do we have a specification on how low lumens we can use on this? Let me see, let's go back over here for a minute. This is a specification sheet. So the specification sheet says blue screen offers a product for trimming. Oh, this is for trimming. This is not even a screen. This is for trimming. All right, yeah, I knew they didn't have a black. So I'm gonna, that a black product? No, that's a trimmer. So basically, it's basically for putting a border around your screen. That's a primer. This is a this is a silver. So let's go click on here on the silver. So they don't make a black, they make a trimmer. So this is a silver right here. This is for 3D code applications. It's about $298. That's a silver. I'll explain to you from the door that black technology is extremely expensive. Our stuff is cheap. Consider that for a silver screen, you're going to pay $298. This is not that untested mess that you see from the other two individuals. This stuff is not even considered the screen paint of the day. It's untested. It doesn't have any tests backing it up. It's matching house paint at the end of the day. That stuff is a joke. I'm talking about tested products. Our products have the highest testing. Like I said, do your research. Go out and find anybody, any company that can match any of our demonstrations. So for $298, an ultra high grade silver would cost you that much. And yet our black technology, and excuse me, can I say this again? Black technology that can see 100% contrast levels and uses projectors that these companies don't even begin to even use at the end of the day. Of course, these are high-end projectors and ambient light controlled environments. We can't find videos, we can't find pictures, we can't find anything on these sites. And yet our technology at the end of the day is supposed to be the problem. Are you kidding me? No, we're the ones that are feared. That's why. We're the ones that are feared. We see why, we know why we get all the flack at the end of the day. Because again, next to our technology, and I hate to say it, it's not bragging, but you guys are extinct. You know that, right? But I'll show you. I'll back it up when I tell you that. When I do the research, and we can go through company after company after company, and you will all see the exact same thing. You go to our website, there's tons of information on every level you could possibly think of. We can back that technology up. Do you see it here? These are big companies, by the way. No. I'm not saying anything bad about the companies, but I'm in here looking for a product that I'm going to pay $298 for. I sure enough better see some videos. I better see some demonstrations, something. Now, I know Blue Screen has a ton of demonstrations on YouTube, but if I'm on the site shopping, I'm expecting to see these videos here, these demonstrations here. And they should, which is kind of shocking because Blue Screen has a lot of demonstrations alone. Let me see, I'm going to look at this extension high servers. This is by Blue Screen. It should come from, if it's their name, it should bring it up. should definitely bring it up. Let's see what kind of environment this screen's going to be in. For $298. That would take forever. Exactly. I understand it's the application, how it has to be sprayed, but that would take forever. Because it has to go on it smooth. It can't have any, I've painted a blue screen before. Okay, let's get these fine. This is for front and rear. It's gotta be for front and rear. It's got to be. Let me see, this is glass. That's gotta be freaking crazy heavy. Yeah, I told you that little piece of glass. All those people that carry glass is freaking crazy heavy. At that, they should have protective gloves and all that stuff on. Man, how dangerous that is. If that piece were to shatter when they were lifting that, that could be brutal. Be careful with that. Oh, lights are definitely going out in here. Whoa, where's the rest of the video? Oh, no. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me, right? Like now we're gonna do picture slideshows? No, I wanna see an actual video. So there it is in the dark. That's it back there in the dark. And of course they're showing cartoons off of it because that's gonna pop higher color. That's not good. Give me something with video on it. I'm not happy with that. Not happy with that at all, period. Let's go pull up a blue screen. That's got to pull it up. Any blue screen, it just works. Blue screen. Blue screen paint. All right. A lot of cartoons. So the reason when they do a lot of cartoons, because cartoons cause the colors to pop higher, and it's less of a chance that the image is going to wash out in a fully lit environment, but there's no light in the environment at all, period. There's no light. Look at that. Look how close it's at. Good gracious. It just reminds me of some of the demonstrations I see from other people at the end of the day. Now, for the other person, when I tell you that you don't know anything about, let's put it this way, I hate to say it this way, but you and your followers don't know jack about screen painting today, because again, the people who follow Crow are people at the end of the day, you do realize that this guy's product matched the house paint at the end of the day, right? So this is what you follow. So that's why everybody considers his followers to be a joke, because again, you follow someone whose product clearly matched a house paint very easily. And in a couple of videos, he's walked in front of a camera and objects have matched. Now, that's the reason why we have hoodies and we have jackets and we do those demonstrations, because we can show none of our stuff is matching. I can walk up on camera a few times and something may blend into a screen. Doesn't mean it physically matches the screen. That's why we have all those test demonstrations on different surfaces. But what makes Crow's followers, I hate to say it, look stupid is you follow a person who basically got caught matching house paint. So if you're dumb enough to follow someone like that at the end of the day who got caught doing this, then that kind of makes you an idiot yourself. It does. So just keep that in mind, all right? So when you're out there talking about that product, just remember he matched the house paint, and that means at the end of the day, I can say you're a victim of potentially getting scammed. I guess you would be no, you can't say you're a victim because you support it. So yeah, so that's what you are pretty much, his product is considered to be the joke of home theater. It really is. And the other one, because again, you can't come on camera talking trash. You have to back this up, people. If you can't, then, considered to be a joke. Now, this right here, as I said that, because the guy walked in front of the camera with a suit jacket, it matched into the screen. Does that mean the suit jacket can do the same thing the screen can do? No, it doesn't mean that at all, period. And I've seen Jamie do this quite a few times in videos, walk in front of screens wearing shirts and stuff, and it would blend into the screen. No, you can't say that. But when I walked in front of a screen with a shirt on, he made some comment about, oh, gotta buy that shirt. Well, the difference between that, Jamie, is that, again, if you go to my website, I have a ton of test demonstrations. If I go to yours, we don't have anything on the site. There's nothing there. As a matter of fact, you only got 2 pages, shop and home. So you really don't have a lot of information on there for anyone to read to begin with. And again, I've walked in front of a screen with clothes on before, and they've blended in the screens, and I've taken them off and showed them against the screen. So look, it doesn't match. And your problem you have here is that you did an hour-long video of explaining how your product doesn't match a house paint when it literally matched the house paint, and then removed the video. And of course, that's everywhere. Everybody knows that you tried to hide the evidence. So yeah, it kind of makes you look like an idiot and a thief, and it makes your customers look like idiots. I hate to say it, but yeah, you guys look like idiots. And I'm not saying it to be rude. It is what it is. I mean, the guy still sells the product on his website, and you guys support this. So yeah, it makes you look like an idiot. So just so y'all know that out there real quick, as we're doing these demonstrations on screen paints. Yeah, you guys came out looking like idiots. That's why you don't get people coming in our room talking about, oh, this product is the best. No, because they know better. They're not going to come out there and mention that. And who wants to go through that embarrassment? I'm surprised they haven't started pulling their videos off their YouTube channel and removing them, because anytime you see a video of someone displaying this product, that is a potential victim who got scammed. And again, you can't sit there and say he's not a scammer, people, because again, on the blacklist, that's him on the video, he wasn't cloned. And he still sells the product on the website. But check this out. So the guy walks over to make it sound like, oh, I'm the only one that does that. No, this is Goosing. This is a major, big $1 million corporation. Even Diamonds, all of them have walked in front of screens with material that blended into a screen. Yeah, nothing new. It happens. And the thing about it is, it doesn't basically change. Well, you can do the same thing with the fabric, because you can't. Because if that was the case, they would be out of business by now, and everybody would have figured out what the heck that material was made out of his jacket and did the exact same thing. Good gracious. But you got people out there that will try to manipulate and try to tear things down as much as they possibly can, because again, they are threatened. Now, me doing these demonstrations, am I tearing down these companies? No. These companies work perfectly fine. Everything runs perfectly fine on them. They do, product does exactly what it's designed to do. I'm comparing them on how they advertise their products versus us. So when I tell people that when you buy from us, you get more information than anybody else. And in order for me to say that, I have to back it up. Gentlemen, did you just hear what I just said? I said I have to back it up. Something that you do not do at all, period. Still haven't seen any demonstrations on that quantum stacking nonsense. And I still haven't seen demonstrations on the remaining of gray screen paint products versus other products, which should have been done a long time ago before the product was ever sold. But I see they're doing a lot of cartoons. They do a lot of cartoons. That's never good. And where's he? There we go. Let me see. See? Right there. So it's normal for a company or somebody to walk in front of a screen and the image looks like it could be part of the screen. That means somebody can just come out and go, okay, I'll just buy whatever color the jacket is and do the same thing there. No, it's more than just that. But those two at the end of the day act like it's something new, like, oh, I've never seen that before. Yeah, you're an idiot, buddy. You walk in front of cameras all the time. I see your products things matching into your clothing that you have into the screen. But even I have enough common sense to sit there and go, oh, yes, and know what happens from time to time. Everybody does that. Instead of you being able to go, oh, look at that, so. You have no choice because your products don't work. Like I said, if I chose to, and I don't have the time because I'm extremely busy, but I could buy all your stuff. I can have your stuff down here. I don't have to go through the cancellations and the excuses that I have to usually go through when buying your products. You know what I have to go through people. This is why we show you all that craziness that we have to go through to buy paint from him because he's afraid. I can have your stuff down here on my table, and I can basically reverse engineer all your products. It's easy to do. It's black and white paint. It's not really that hard to do. I can reinvent all your stuff because we used to make it. And the reason why is because I told you, digital and crystal screen paint, we tested so much great paint. It was insane on how many videos we had on testing great paint. So I'm used to seeing this stuff all the time. So when I look at a video demonstration, I'm watching somebody painting a screen in or doing a demonstration, I automatically know what's in it due to the fact that I can tell by the reaction of the environment, what kind of projectors they're using, how close projectors are sitting in the room, what kind of content they display. I can tell what they're using because I've done it millions of times. So you have to understand the same paint that you guys sell now that you think is something new, I have been there and done it. This is why I was able to go home, take your product off your, what do you call it? Your tutorial, your black and white, it's a black and white paint tutorial on how to make screen paint, and use that to make 3 of your products on camera. And if he sits there and says, well, Taco, get it together. If he sits there and says, well, it's not my product, buddy, you don't have any tests. I sat there on camera one time and said, well, what would I test it against? What kind of test would we run? He doesn't test his products. So what would I run? Best I can do is dark environment, high power projector, and that's it. I'm not calibrating the projector because I don't want to do it. So yeah, no test. But as for saying, everybody does that. Diamond's done it, Elite Screen's done it. You walk from a screen, the image pops up on the screen. Everybody's done it. It's nothing new. You guys are so far behind, it's not even funny. And we're not going through your websites. I need the brain cells today. I need them. I can't be going through. So I got stuff on your site that's freaking insane. The stuff they have on their websites are absolutely crazy. Crow's site is freaking bananas. It is a circus ride in there. I am not stepping foot in that freaking carnival of nightmares. There is just so much information missing from his site. It is not even funny. He's like freaking like anywhere between 10 pages short and his website alone. At least 10 pages. But I don't like how we're not getting any color. Do we have any actual... There's no lights in here in this environment. What's the comparison? Was that a white screen comparison? No, that couldn't have been. That wouldn't have made any sense. It wouldn't make any sense. Oh, that was a white surface comparison. Oh, no, that could not have been. Oh, heck no. Hold on for a minute.
Made the product easier to apply and retain through the three-coat application process. So we lowered the labor component of creating a screen by 40%. We extended the coverage. We made the product easier to apply, but retained all the advantage.
All right, that's cool. So they made the product easier to apply because when Goo Screen first came out, they're implying the screen Goo Screen was something else. It was a process to put one of those screens in. It was a process. And he made it easier to apply. But the problem here is that I'm thinking, is that a white surface that he just laid against the screen? That couldn't have been a white surface. That's not what you want to see. I think that's a white surface he has in his hand. Why would you paint a surface? You already have a larger surface of the screen. Why would you take a smaller surface of it and lay it against your screen? That wouldn't make any sense at all. For them, these companies would have to do white screens. This is what they would do. Their comparison would be against a white screen because this is what they'll be going through. If they go to a business or any kind of establishment, it's going to have a white screen, which the white screens are literally everywhere. This is what they'll have to be to show that they can make a product better than a white screen. But you don't want to match a white screen. So we have several surfaces here. See what I mean by they're not. There's no real difference. They're not off by. I don't know. I don't know.
Myriad advantages over our original, still very popular formula. Specifically, we've gone from being a 5-code application process to a 3-code application process. So we've lowered the labor to a 3-code application process. So we've lowered the labor component of creating a screen by 40%. We've extended the coverness to a 3-code application process. So we've lowered the labor component of creating a screen by 40%. We've extended the coverage of the 5-code application process to a 3-code.
It's a 5-coat application process. When Goose Screen started off, there were 5-coat applications. They have it down to a 3. So that's what I was listening for.
Advantages over our original, still very popular formula. Specifically, we've gone from being a 5-code application process to a 3-code application process. So we've lowered the labor component.
3 coats is still too much. That's still too much at the end of the day. That's still too much. I can see where if he has the 3 coats, if he has it as in primer, the coating, and protector, I can see that. Definitely could see that. Some companies don't mind doing 3-coat application. Customers, on the other hand, it's a different story. Customers don't want to do 3 and 4 coats. They want to do 1 coat and be done with it. Because you always have the fear of, I made a mistake in there. And that's why you want to basically limit that as much as possible. That's why I said that the other individual literally is not considered to be a threat to anybody on so many different levels, because he literally sunk his entire harbor by himself. He self-destructed himself. And the reason why is because he really did not think it through when he was doing making his product. Number one, a 4-coat application, customers don't want to be bothered with that. The first application that goes on is extremely sloppy, it's ugly, it smears around the screen, and that already from the door is going to shrink the customer's confidence level that he can actually paint this screen, and it's going to become a headache for him. He's not going to do it. It's going to drop his confidence level. That's why he says, don't worry, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay, because yeah, you've gotten people who've complained, who sat there and said, whoever bought it, that they didn't like how the first coat came out, and if they didn't watch the demonstration, and you don't have detailed instructions in there explaining this situation, they're going to think either the paint came defective or basically it's messed up or something's wrong with it. And that's why he was adding certain keywords in the video by saying that it's going to come separated because of the distilled water, as it acts as a delivery system to keep the product from evaporating, which is a lie. The distilled water is in there to thin out the product and make it look like it's something that it's not. That's what it's in there for. Painters do this from time to time. I'm not saying all painters, but some painters have put water into paint to stretch it out. That way they can save a few extra dollars on a project they were supposed to be doing, and they'll pay them a certain amount of money to cover that, but to put a little more extra money in their pocket, sometimes they'll put water in the paint to stretch it out instead of going out and buying paint that they should be buying, even though it is in the budget to buy. But I've seen it happen a few times. So yeah, I know what that's for anyway. But you know, it's just that he shot himself completely in the foot. No one's going to do a 4-code application. The first application goes on extremely horrible, so that's automatically going to sow doubt into the customer who's painting the screen. And then on top of that, like I said, it costs too much to make. It's literally so much money to make his product that he's actually even short, like $40, $30. He's sure he comes out with less money. So that's why, you know, that whole process is a bad idea unless you know exactly what you're doing. And you have to be to back that stacking theory up on why you need to do this. Now for them, I watched their demonstration. They had a leveling system and all this other stuff with the 5-coat. But with the 3 base coat, with Goose Screen, pretty sure it's pretty much the primer, the paint itself, and a protective coating. I guarantee that's what it is. That is perfect. That works out perfectly. As long as the customer is seeing good results from the door. But if you're seeing a paint you're slopping around, it's pretty bad, it's messy, no, that's not going to work. You got some customers that look at that and they won't even finish the process. They don't want to be bothered with it. They want it off their screen right away. So he literally shot himself in the foot. So that's the reason why his website fluctuates like that. why it's on and off, because when I added it up on how much money it takes to make a 4-coat application process, it literally costs more than 160 bucks. So he actually is losing money instead of making money. So that's why it's not a good idea for having a site open. He has to pay out money every time he makes a sale. All right, I was looking, I like how he said it was a 3-coat now. Before it was a 5-coat, but that's pretty cool. And I also, I'm trying to see what he grabbed over here is a white sheet of paper.
Creating a screen by 40% to a 3-coat application process. So we've lowered the labor component of creating a screen.
So that's a white surface he grabbed, because there'd be no reason for him to put anything up against that screen. He couldn't put gunmetal because the gunmetal screen would be way, way, way beyond that. So the contrast levels on the gunmetal would pull much higher. And then on top of that, it wouldn't be any other the other products. It would be no point if he's advertising this one. So since they do demonstrations against white screens, that would have to be a white surface. And if that's a white surface, there's really no difference in that. That was just up for a couple of minutes and he took it down. That's why I was staring at that when he was walking past. Yeah, it's a white surface. See the color here? That's a white surface here, and that's the surface here. That's white. So anytime they do a demonstration, they'll take a white surface and they'll stick it against the screen and say, look, this is your white screen. This is our glue screen. This is the difference between our product and a white screen. That was not a good demonstration. That was extremely bad because it matched, it blended right in. Now, if he did it with contrast, he would pick up a slightly higher, like a little bit, not a lot, a little bit better contrast. He should have chose a color pattern. That would have gave, because all this color splashing around, that would have been camouflaged right into the screen. They would have never saw it. They should have just did color patterns, like a solid blue, green, red, nothing on it but colors to see the difference between the two. That's what they should do. But doing all these colors like this, sometimes will hurt your demonstrations. Big time.
Lowered the labor component of creating.
So you see that when he laid it against the screen, see how well that matched? Now, you see the jacket he had on when he walked in front of the screen with the jacket? Do you see the color of the jacket here? See how the green is dirty here? See how it's clean here? This is why I tell you, Jamie, you don't know anything about home theater. You know nothing about projection at the end of the day. You can walk literally in front of the screen wearing a jacket or a coat, and it may look like it blends in, but it doesn't. It doesn't match. It's off. It just shows that it's off. And the fact that you don't have enough experience in the field, and again, like I said, I've been around longer than you guys have, you don't know what you're talking about. I clearly can say that because, again, you match the house paint. So that pretty much tells it right there. Ain't much more to say after that. But yeah, see the color there, the green here, and look at the green there. There you go. But yeah, you don't know much. I don't think you ever should give your expert opinion on anything in home theater if you haven't even done enough projectors. How many venue projectors have you done? And people question that. How many venue projectors? You can't put on your site that your product works with venues if you don't own any venue projectors. NP 1150 is not venue. That's a home theater projector. Even though it has interchangeable lenses and from 4,000 to 5,000, it's considered to be a home theater projector. You don't own any venue projectors at all. And anyone knows that venue projectors, and clearly no one believes me, you can look at my intro video. When you come into my YouTube channel, you will see a 7,000 lumen hitting a church screen at over 1,000 inches. If you notice, 7,000 lumens didn't even pick up on it. Again, I couldn't explain that enough, that screens are introduced to too much light and that causes the screen to wash out. That's not going to help. The screen is going to wash it out even faster. But this right here is supposed to be a white surface. That's not good. You don't want that close of a match. I wonder, do they realize this is happening? Do they watch these videos later on and go, gee whiz Louise, maybe I shouldn't have done that? Because that is like really, 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 really close to the screen. I mean, it's only by close to me, it should match. This should be way off discoloration, something, but that's pretty close. But then again, between this and a white screen isn't too far off. That's what I was wondering. I was looking, I seen walking back and forth. I was like, wait a minute, is that a white surface? Because why would you stick another colored surface of your own surface up there? That wouldn't make any sense. That wouldn't make any sense at all. So it would be a white screen because that's what they'll be demonstrating against. All right, let's go check out some other stuff that Blue Screen has. Oh, this is it right here. This is the how to paint a goose screen. And good gracious, watch that one. I'm not watching that one. I would rather watch, a lot of you not, that's a long demonstration. You think I'm joking. That's when they first started off. I'd rather watch that before I watch. No, matter of fact, I'd rather watch freaking the philosopher's demonstration on how to paint his screen in another 10 more times before I watch that one. That's a long demonstration. That's where the up and down robot strokes came in. The up and down goose screen started at up and down and up and down. And you had to have how do you say it? You had to put a perfect application on the roller. You figure it out. Like perfect what? Yeah, perfect application on the roller. This is a goose screen demonstration. This demonstration was so long. Oh, that was so, I'm not going there. I've watched that one a couple of times. That's a long demonstration. Let me see. That would be us. Okay, this is a goose screen kit. This is 12 years ago. This wouldn't be their newer stuff, but let's show you from here. Got the music. That's not a real picture. Nope, I've seen that one before. That's not real. You see how much light's in that environment? That screen would have a heck of a lot of problem. And there's no ultra short there, it's going about long draw at that because the projector is right there. So no, that's definitely not that one. So now you have this demonstration that sits in the dark. So if that screen could pull over that and you're under that much stage lights right there, you would be able to pick up easily with no problem if you could pull up in that environment. Let me see what this is the other one here. That's the other one. So why is the environment so dark here, but it's so bright in the other one? Let's go find something with an actual video attached to it. Let me see, what do we have here? Goose Screen 2011. We got going.
One simple but brilliant trick to heat your home in 90 seconds and save thousands of dollars on your heating bill this winter.
Talking.
It's very evil.
Where's the screen at?
Projector cannot take light away from this surface. This is as dark as it's going to get. So all a projector can do is be brighter than this.
I'm dark. You just said that's as dark as it's going to get? Are you kidding me? Oh, we are going to crush this. I'm just joking. We are going to crush this. This is going to be a cakewalk for our technology.
These are all rolled applications as well. So anybody can make exactly these sample boards. This is our high contrast gray. Let's actually hold these up together so folks can see the difference between them. Have a max contrast gray. Now what a lot of people don't realize about projection surfaces and about projection in general, there's been a lot of talk recently about extremely high contrast ratios. And folks I think are under the impression that if they have a really high contrast ratio number, they're going to get good black level even if they're in high ambient light conditions, much like we're standing in here. And unfortunately, that's just not the case. This white surface, the backside of the material that we coat to make our samples with, in these lighting conditions, that's the black level of the projected image. The projector cannot take light away from this surface. This is as dark as it's going to get. So all a projector can do is be brighter than this. Obviously,
You guys are in for a big surprise. And that's what they actually believe at the end of the day. So they don't know anything about black tech. This is good. This is fantastic. And the reason why this is fantastic because they have no knowledge of black technology, which means this is going to hit them like a Trojan horse. They will never see it coming. This is why some of the companies that already know who we are and what we are about try to keep their distance from us. Why do you think AVS forms from the door instead of locking their doors when we came up on their doorstep? We walked in there with that technology. Everything these guys believe in at the end of the day would have been thrown to waste. Oh man, this is going to be a cakewalk. Because these guys have been sowing this information for many, many years. They've been preaching this religion for many, many years. People believe in this. And we're going to come in there and change everything. Days are numbered, gentlemen. And yet you great products who make that fake stuff at the end of the day, again, you don't even touch it. You definitely would fit in this category. This is why they're terrified and scared to death. You should be. You really should be.
You see, we have a compromise in black level if we try and use a white surface in high ambient light conditions. That's why we make these darker surfaces. And what happens, you can see here, I'm not sure how much the camera will see. But in spite of a very high ambient.
Number one, look how dark the environment is where the screen is being set at, period. This is extremely dark in here. And any screen can be a white screen. Any screen. You can take gray primer, anything you want. Heck, you can even make your own and lay it against the screen. If it has a slight tint of black in it, it's going to be able to show a difference over a white screen. A white screen doesn't have any black in it. So if you take anything, that's not that's not a game changer there. Because if you just take everyday gray primer and you stick that against a white screen, it's going to show a slight tint and contrast due to the fact that it has black in it and the other one doesn't. That's just, how do these guys not connect somewhere? Like, seriously? This did not connect to you? I can literally walk into that show with some gray paint and do the same thing. It's basic common sense that, good gracious, really, people cannot be this dense in home theater. They just can't be. How do you not see that and not figure that one out? And that's not even a contrast level. That is gray. This is all gray. This is just a darker shade of gray. So every time they take a screen and they put it in here that may be a darker gray, a darker gray, a darker gray, it's just bringing up darker shades of gray. That's all it's doing. Until you bring in a physical black screen that can see the screen actually in block. Okay, we're not going to rant on this. My goodness. Seriously.
Light levels here. We have a very nice black level in this image. We're still able to preserve shadow detail.
No, that's not black. That is freaking gray. And you know why? Look at the stand here. The stand is black. That's not black. That's gray. How in the world do you get this being black and that being gray? Look at that. That is gray. Oh my goodness. I'm going to show you what black looks like. I guarantee you that one. You see one of our screens pop up, you know, I'm saying, good gracious, what the freak is that? That is the vortex, the black hole, the portal. Yeah, we'll match that entire frame. As a matter of fact, there's no lights on in there. We need to put our lights here. This we need to see how the lights are all the way up in the ceiling. You know how tall these ceilings are? So the chances that any of this light is actually going to make contact with this right here is going to be like 1,000,000 to 1. If that's actually really going to affect the screen. There's no light in this environment at all, period. We would have to light this section up, which means we'd have to bring in our own light crew. All this would have to be bright, lit up. If we're blessed to get a booth into one of these things right here, I guarantee you that our place is going to look like a baseball stadium when we get done. We're going to outshine everybody else on our screen, still going to produce, and we're going to do it on old projectors at the same time. I'll show you what a contrast level looks like. That's not contrast, that's gray. My goodness.
Conventional wisdom would say go for a gain surface, but that's not going to help the black level.
No, exactly. Yes, it's the same.
There is no black level. Stop saying black level. There's no black level there.
Same idea, just for regular screens too.
Exactly.
If we walk around, maybe we can see you're doing a rear projection, kind of build a frame and paint it over it, right?
Well,
I'm done. Wow. This is almost as worse as watching the naysayers talk about black levels. You guys don't even know what a black level is if a black level was sitting in front of your face. Stop saying the word black level. You do not see contrast. You see shades of gray, darker shades of gray. That's what you see. You cannot physically pull a black level. Gotta stop saying that nonsense. My goodness, this is the reason why if you go into an OLED, matter of fact, you want to test your theory out? Walk into one of them OLED forum sites and go take that gray screen paint over there and see how far it gets.
The viewing angles are very limited, which is obviously not the case with this.
Now, yeah.
The viewing angles are limited and the image is completely washed out. This one over here is a little bit darker, but the viewing angles on this one are absolutely horrible. Literally, seriously, this is what's passable? Oh my goodness, man. I weep for the freaking industry. And the only way the image can pop up, you have to be in a dark environment. This is just depressing. Maximum contrast 2.0 screen. We had better not be sitting in the dark.
This is a real B&H customer story. Steph Manders came to B&H to take her photography to the next level.
Hi, I'm Russ from Good Systems in the UK. We've got a few screens here today, and the larger one being the max contrast. A lot of people wonder what is different.
It's in the dark. There's no lights. There's nothing in there.
Well, first of all, we have the diffusion. So
That's light coming off the projector.
across the whole screen area. We're also able to do this without hot spotting. None of our paints hot spot when our projector's on them. We've got
We have to turn the lights out in there.
which enhances the contrast. So the image
As you can see, the screen's pushing the black background of back. There's no lights over top of the screen. Anywhere around it is pushed into a dark area.
realism.
There's no real light, and you really shouldn't have the projector that close. I think it's on this side because it's distorting the image. You really can't see it. Why does he have that there to begin with? Yeah. Now see where this one's sitting out in the light? See how this one's all washed out here? But the one he has over there sitting in the back is a little bit more darker, and it picks up a little bit better. Which tells me at the end of the day, ambient light projection technology is not even there. Let's come out of this one. Anything else? Do it yourself, paint here in the dark. You're clearly sitting in the dark. There's no point in me even going in on that video. Look at that's horrible. You're sitting right in the dark. All right, last one. I'm gonna check another company. Okay, remember I told you about the 235.1? I told you about the bars at the top and the bottom. So basically, if you have a gray screen, a white screen, or whatever, any one of the screens, the problem you're going to have is you can't basically produce the black bars from the top to the bottom in 235.1. At 4.3, they're side by side. Right? If you're doing a 235.1 setting, you're going to get those little white bars here. This comes from a gray screen, it comes from a white screen. Black screens don't have that issue because the screen is black. So what you have to do is you have to buy those curtains from Silver Ticket to slide that across to cover that area right there, so that way it looks black. Unless you're gonna figure out a way how you're gonna stretch your frame. I don't know how it works. But I want to see this real quick. This is Goose Screen, it's premium. I know they did this in 235. The Mad Max, this one is 235.1 settings. That's 16.9. Yeah, but that's not enough. That's it. Oh, wow. And the contrast levels are all freaking gray. All right, I'm done here. I'm seeing an actual raw video in here, all period, no testing, nothing whatsoever. All right, I'm going to go check for another company. I'm disappointed on that. I didn't see Jack in there. I'm not even going to go near that one because I've already seen his demonstrations. Literally, I mean, not to be rude, and I explained to him the reason why we are not interested in giving many samples because his demonstrations are too dark. His environments are way too dark. If that's the kind of environment that you have to have screens in it to produce, we would crush a dragonfly with no problem. That would be an easy take for us. So, no. The reason why, and if you ever said anything, well, don't do that, buddy. At the end of the day, this is a guy from Dream Media. Cool dude, no. And keep it on that level, please. Because if you ever say anything about my company, this, that, and the other, I'll get your dragonfly down here and I'll wipe your screen clean off the face of the planet. You don't want that. Trust me. Leave it over there where it belongs. Because that technology we got downstairs is an extreme beast. So, you know, I advise people that, you know, if they're running their mouths about our products, we will come get your stuff. And if you cancel out, we will show that you canceled out. We will show that you have no choice but to back down. So, you know, he did contact a few times. He was on one of our, not forum sites, but he was on the, he contacted me through one of my websites. And I just blocked him because I'm not interested. But from what I see in the demonstration, from his demonstration, a lot of dark environments. We don't do dark environments. You're not putting my screen in a dark environment because their screens may not be able to handle the kind of lighting that we use. So we expect to be in that same kind of lighting because that's what we use. We don't want to be on high-end projectors. We want to be on low projectors. That's what we want to be on to show that our technology actually works. So that's the reason why I basically denied the samples because, as I said before, you're not going to stick me in some stereotype environment saying, no, we don't want to be in there. Put us in what we're designed to be put in. And they can't do that because their screens are not designed to be put in that environment. But if they're out there talking some trash and saying some nonsense about how we were afraid to don't do that, you got the wrong person at the end of the day. I'll put an order in for your screen. I'll have it down here and I'll wipe that thing clean. You don't want to go near it. We got a gunmetal technology. That screen over there is physically black. So not going to go well for you. I put a Starfield demonstration, your screen will fade away. Contrast and color, your screen will fade away. So I advise people at the end of the day, just stay in your backyard, mind your own business, and we'll stay in our backyard, we'll mind our own business. But if you want to talk trash, I'll buy your stuff. I'll get it down here. You got two options. Either you can, well, you'll have to cancel. That's it. Either give us the merchandise or cancel. It's not in between. Okay, I've seen the dragonfly. I like the dragonfly because it's really, really dark. I would have liked to test that with our gunmetal technology, but as for the black technology, you wouldn't be able to take it. Let's go over to, let me see, we gotta go up and look for, I didn't see much. I'm surprised because GoScreen does a lot of video demonstrations, but there's nothing there on the website. I was expecting to see some videos or something on there. You gotta have some pictures or something on here because the videos I'm seeing are promo videos. It shows a container and the video goes too quick. Some of the ones I did see, but it's and then on top of that, that gray product that they bought out saying it's contrast. That's not contrast. That's not contrast. That's not a black level, my man. That is gray. Your screen's pulling gray. Let's see what we got here. Good screens, wholesale, good screen paints. What do we have here? We got any pictures here. It's the Ultramax 2.0. Usually I like to get the best of the best. The silver is not going to be silver 3D. Let's see if we got any pictures here on silver 3D. No pictures. We had a data sheet. That's basically about it. Let me see. Contrast 2.0. High contrast. All right, so this is where the contrast sits on there. This is an Ultramax. That's a shade of an Ultramax. This is us. So this is supposed to be the darkest screen, and this is us. Yeah, this is not going to be hard to do. If that's considered to be at $144. Yeah. Let me see what we got here. What else do we have? Blue screens. Let me see. So that's the Ultramax contrast. This right, that's the one he was probably showing off in the demonstration. Next on the avatar. Let me see. Basic. This is the basic blue screen. So none of these have any pictures on them. Let me see basic blue screen. We got pictures here. That's a white. How would you paint? I'm just curious. How would you have a white screen paint? How would that even work? You're painting this on a white wall, and your screen paint is white. You do know if you bump your projector, if you slide it over, you're gonna see much of a difference between that and the white wall. Like, how would that even work? It's not an easy product to sell. If you're trying to sell it to somebody who has a white screen already, I don't know how it would work. All right, no pictures here. All right, what else do we have on here? Nox. Oh, sorry, Nox is N-O-X. This is Nox. This is the next one. They have AR technology. Let's see. White screen paint for dedicated theater rooms. Of course, they've got it for dedicated theater rooms. There's no light in there, but you have any idea what a white screen is going to look like in a dedicated theater room? Good gracious, you talk about color splash, you're gonna have freaking white light splashing off your ceiling, your walls, everything. That entire place is going to be lit. There is no way in the world you should ever use a white screen, silver screen, or a gray screen in a dedicated theater room. For those of you who said you don't know what you're talking about, hey, go check out my my websites. You'll see we did a whole entire segment on basically. As a matter of fact, we built one in the back room, so we did it already. Actually built a dedicated theater room back there. Let me see, simply gray. All right, do we have any pictures of this stuff? Anything we can click on and get a picture of this? We're just getting this. Where are the pictures at? Let me see how to paint. Okay, let's just have a look at this real quick. How to paint. Oh, it's just an instruction. Are you kidding me? I had to go through all this to paint in a freaking screen. You gotta, I'm not reading this. Painting this screen with not painting simple tasks. Yeah, right. You gotta be kidding me. Simple task. No, I'm not laughing at the company, but good gracious. It's supposed to be easy. You're painting a wall, for goodness sakes. I couldn't imagine if you were going to Home Depot and you just bought paint, you were just painting your bathroom. You had to read through instructions like this, like, okay, step 1, step 2, step 3. Oh, my goodness. All right, they got the protective surface and goggles and stuff like that, gloves and masks. Ensure ventilations in the room. Okay, that's important. Ventilation in the room and paint is a drying time. It's a store and storage area. That's good. It's all in there. That's good. And never add water or other paint products to paints on. So that's good right there. Let's see. Paint's 130-inch screen. It's with some painting tools and surface for painting. Mix well by shaking vigorously before using it in 2 to 3 minutes. Good gracious, it sounds like somebody else's demonstration I already read through. Between 2 and 3 minutes, you have to shake. That sounds like somebody was doing some copying on somebody else's site. Yeah. So he has surface applications in here along with everything else. We should have this kind of like surface application, but then to each his own, whatever. Let's see. All right, can we get a look at this screen? This is supposed to be an ambient light. Here's a gallery. They got a gallery. At least they got a gallery. Out of all the ones, this one has an actual gallery. So come on, here we go. The gallery. I'm done. I am physically and mentally done. So this is the gallery. In the dark. 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 A little bit more light, but still in the dark. Because you got shadows casting here, shadows casting here. I noticed that the ones that they use with more light, the ultra short throw projectors are being used. Let me see something. Are they using ultra short throw projectors in the last one? That one's a little farther back. Oh, they got the short throw projector on a track. I can see the track is right there. So let me see, because you don't see it so much. It's right there. It should be right there. Let me see if you guys can see it. Yeah, you should be able to see it right there. It's on a track. You'll see it when it comes up. Let me see. Make sure we get this right for everybody, so you can see what I'm seeing. Because I like to be honest with these demonstrations as much as possible to show that we are, you know, because these jokers, everyone decide like, hey, you slandered our product. You really want to bring me into court? Because your stuff will get wiped. You don't want to play with me at the end of the day. Trust me, I'll depreciate your product quick. So don't want to go down that road. I got an ultra black screen over here that would basically rip this stuff up. So I would advise you just ignore my existence, because if you don't, and you ever want to do it side by side to prove which one is better, I'm just warning you ahead of time. I'll take the publicity. I got no problem with that. There's the projector right there. It's right there on the edge. Dark environment. Dark environment. No, it's way dark. Too dark. Now, see, in this one, I've seen this one. They got the condensed lighting pushing this way. So they got a piece of art on the wall, and they have the lighting directed at the art. So that way you can see that, okay, instead of the lighting being here, which it should be at, it's pointed toward the piece of artwork, which is on this side. Because I've seen this video before, there's a piece of artwork right there. To give off, you know, the illusion that there's a lot of light in the environment, but none of it's really making contact with the screen whatsoever. And they use a lot of bright colors because bright colors are going to fade to less. Can I call it or can I call it? Now see, there's the projector right there. See how close the projector they're using? Of course they're using a short throw projector. Farther of a distance, so it means the image would probably deteriorate a lot faster. And again, with the size of the screen, means they would have issues with basically with the deterioration of pixels and all that other stuff. So they have a projector closer, which means that at a shorter distance throw, which would have a much more brighter image, and it would be able to have much more tighter pixelations because again, no distance throw at all in the equation. I love analyzing stuff. See how dark these corners are? This is what I see in the other videos. You naysayers, this is what I see in your demonstration. You see little dark corners in here? This is what I see. Now see all this light? This area is so dark that the light is reflecting off the floor. That's how dark the environment is. If the environment was well lit, you wouldn't see any light reflection at all. It wouldn't even be there. That's another thing we look for too, that floor area right up in here. Remember I told you about the piece of art? There you go, right there. I told you I've seen this video. I've seen all these before. So see how the light is right here? See how it's not here? And see how it's not here? They have lighting here, but it's hitting there. And they've got lighting over here hitting there. Oh, well, matter of fact, there are these lights right here. 1, 2, there should be a third one there. If you notice, they're hitting here. And for this one to be hitting the ceiling, that means the light is pushed upwards. That's why all the light is here. Nothing is there, it's all dark. I bet you if they pull back the projector, they shrink the screen. If we see it. This is an old trick. That's right here, just to show you that look, we have all this light in an environment because you can have lights on. Well, what about this area back here? We're really dark in there. And that's definitely going to have an issue. It's a gray screen. That's supposed to be black, by the way. You do know that, right? This background literally is supposed to be black, and this is supposed to be okay. So all in all, this is in your home or business. And if you know this is in your business, you're gonna have farm. Like, when's the last time you walked into a Walmart and it was just dark? Or any store and it was just dark at the end of the day? So if you're walking into an establishment, schools or anything, office buildings, hospitals, how in the world would they utilize this if you have to be stuck in the dark? They would have to turn off all the lights in the conference room to run this. This would not work at all. And this would be your living room at the end of the day. You couldn't have any windows in here, it would be an issue. If you're going to do this demonstration, you would do this demonstration with the projector sitting 19 feet back, which we do in our demonstrations. We're at 127 inches, but we sit in a bay of windows. This is the normal, people. This is what the normal is. This is what you're told, that this is the way it has to be. Sad, but true. How many more we got to go on this? The stained glass is the last one we just hit, right? Where are we at on this? These are all in the dark. Every last one of these are sitting in the dark. Now you see when I did the contrast levels, you see how much darker the room got? You notice that the lights are no longer on over here, right? Because with a gray screen, if you're showing a 100% trying to show a contrast level, the problem you're going to have is any lighting in the environment will disrupt the screen. That's why you can notice that the overhead lights are not on anymore. It's completely dark in the environment. And this is actually gray. That's not black right there. But if you notice that the lights are off when it comes to the contrast demonstrations. This is one of the things we notice when I watch products. When we see other people trying to do the demonstration with contrast levels, either they'll try to switch to a projector that has a very high contrast capability and try to make up for what they're going to lose. Now, if that's the case, then how come they don't do those demonstrations in fully lit environments on the same projector? And the reason why is because, again, they have to be in the dark. That contrast doesn't work unless you're in the dark. Now, see, when we get back to the colors and stuff, lights come back on. Da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. Notice too much, too well. All right, let me see. So, a lot of dark environments. Do we have any videos on this? Let me see. Go back up. Let's go back to home. Let's go to the shop. Maybe the shop got some videos in there we can check out. All right, these are the products right here. That's a border, not black paint. We're the only ones that have a black paint. The other fellow claims to have a black paint, but again, in one of the demonstrations, when he had the screen up, the screen basically couldn't even match the black writing on the side of the container. And then on top of that, we have over 40 to 50 black test demonstrations on our products. I have not seen them do any of them yet, not one. So as far as I'm concerned, that black paint doesn't work unless you run those tests. And this is a black border, so they don't have an actual black paint. These are the colors they have right here. We got some, this is darker gray, this is gray, this is white, is this white? That's white, and that's a primer. Snow White. How the freak are you selling a Snow White paint? We got videos on this, anything on this? Now, you understand when Mr. Bird says to you that when I tell you that I've done my research, I've been here, I've done all this already. When I tell you that this is going to be a cakewalk for our technology, I'm not joking with you. That none of these companies that we have just displayed today will be to stand against our technology. I have demonstrations on every level you can possibly think of. We have demonstrations of screens painted to ceilings with lights on. And we can't get one demonstration of an actual video showing anything on the level that we do it. And as for the naysayers and those fake products, they can't even match house paint. They can't even beat a house paint at the end of the day, a basic house paint. And this is what you people, at the end of the day, you naysayers, consider to be product? Really? Well, this is the reason why you're terrified of us, because again, people are going to start looking at our product as the new standard, and this is going to make it extremely difficult for you people to sell and make products, because you're going to have to go by our standards, because people are going to see that, no, this is the same nonsense they've been doing for years. These are our demonstrations of screens being produced in fully lit environments. White levels. This is a 1,000 lumen demonstration page, which shows our products being displayed on 1,000 lumens versus 5,000 lumen projectors. Demonstrations being done inside, outside, ultra short throw projectors, everything you could possibly name, even knocking out certified screens at the same time. And that is supposed to be our competition. We can jump in both areas. We can knock out technology and gray screen paint or whatever products they have, but there's no black technology. It's only us. I've seen one company call something I paint screens, but in its demonstrations, again, no test at all. No test at all, period. And as for the certified screens, we can jump in their backyard too, and hey, guess what? Dominate their technology too, because our technology can overpower certified screens. I didn't see one demonstration versus a certified. My demonstration page. Me painting a screen next to a window, fully lit environment. Gray screens don't even begin to even do that. They can't even pull up in fully lit environments. Black Series technology showing off contrast levels at 100%, producing high white levels. Demonstrations versus 720p versus 1000 lumen projectors. True ambient light projection technology. Company is Crystal H Technology Screens. Our second company is BlackSeriesEdition.com. Keep in mind, full address is www.black-series. So we sat there and watched those demonstrations. Not one of them produced a demonstration like this. There's my screen sitting at 127 inches, 1610, and a bay of windows on a 720p projector that cost me $150. Oh. I always expect better. Ultra short though technology, $60 projector.
And this means that the customer doesn't have to go out and spend a lot of money for expensive ultra-short projectors. It's getting quite pricey. It's one of the things I get from customers.
You notice that the bottom area is all in white, right? Nothing's washed out, nothing's faded out. The screen's actually matching the furniture and the environment. It's not coming up as a gray screen at the end of the day. I can pick up a 100% contrast level on a projector that only has a 2000-to-1. That's a $60 machine sitting on the floor. And this is why you hear me say,
Desired nature, YouTube.
on camera, not to be rude, but to tell it like it is. Our technology is the best. If any one of you out there who make these products or screens at the end of the day, if you feel that you can take on the technology, you let me know. I'll put a challenge out there that'll basically give you nightmares at the end of the day that our technology could easily do. Demonstrations of people doing door demonstrations. I love those the most. Someone we know is known for doing a door demonstration. This is how you do a door demonstration. You see that? The screen sits in the door.
1,000 lumens is all you're going to need. If you want to go to the bare minimum, 1,000 lumens.
I want a 1000 lumen projector doing that demonstration.
It's going to be somewhere in the range of 1,200, 1,100. You know what I mean? But EPL.
1000 lumen projector, 100-inch screen shoved in my door. So when we see people doing demonstrations of a door open up, the doors open up, there's light, there's nothing hitting the screen at all. And you're on top of an ultra short though with no distance door at that. That's fake. You don't show any contrast levels. We see this a lot in demonstrations. We see a lot of people showing demonstrations with a lot of pretty colors. You expect better. The football demonstration that the other one was trying to do, he was trying to match ours. You can't match us. This is us doing a football demonstration.
Scooped up at the goal line, and the Steelers are down and bring it down at the 2-yard line. Tyrell Jones never got a clean handle on it. Bills 56% on third down. This third and 10. Through the wind, way down the field. Oh my goodness! This is going to be 98 yards to Gabe Davis. A 98-yard explosion. Josh Allen to Gabe Davis. What an incredible read and what a run by Davis. Just too aggressive. Look, they come all the way up.
720p projector. This is what you should be seeing. They don't give you anything. They give you nothing at all. Where's the information? Where's the demonstrations? Where's the pictures? Where's all that's missing? Where is it? So you spend all this money for paint, you don't have any proper testing underneath of it? Nothing back in the product in any way whatsoever? You literally got people out there who have products that match house paint and still sell the products on the website. This is pitiful. The demonstrations we see on the certified screen paint products, no demonstrations on the website. No, barely only one of them had pictures, and every single one of those sat in the dark. And then the demonstration they did do on contrast, they took out all the lights in the environment, because any light in the environment would have caused the screen to wash out. This is why the person who wants to market my product wants to charge $3 grand a quart. And for those who sit there and say, oh, no one will pay it, have you just seen what we just went through a couple minutes ago? Yes, they will. Because that technology now is the dominant technology. Certified screens, guess what? We can dominate your screens too with no problem whatsoever. And any other great painter product out there can't touch our stuff at the end of the day. So yeah, we could easily walk away with $3,000 a quart with no problem. We can make it so only certain select people can buy it only, and they will buy it because they have the money to do it. But as I told you before, the whole reason why I got into this business to begin with was to even the playing field. Now it's not about evening the playing field, it's about upsetting the playing field. Because I want a technology that everybody can afford at the end of the day. And this would make it extremely hard for the certifieds at the end of the day. It would make them a little bit rough for them at the end of the day because, again, their price alone would cause them damage. Who in the right mind is going to spend $3,000 to $5,000 for a projection screen when they could do it for far, far less? They don't need expensive projectors. They don't need special projectors. They can go outside if they want to. They can go ultra short throw or long throw. It really doesn't make a difference. Heck, our screens pull up at 1,000 lumens. We even had demonstrations of a gain on our screen is so powerful that we matched 1,000 lumens next to a 5,000 lumen projector. Demonstrations are right there. And as for the other fellow talking about, well, you know, hey, his product pulls a black level or a contrast. No, we're going to put all that to waste. You are not seeing a black level. You can't see it. You can't accept it. It's not there. Now, the only people that would be bothered and upset by this are just basically people who make these products. They're the only ones, customers at the end of the day, knowing that they can get this kind of technology at the end of the day. Told you, after showing you what I just showed you.
Okay, how are you doing out there? First things first. My name's Kenneth.
You see any demonstrations of anybody projecting off a floor? Nope, not one.
Sorry about my hand there being in the way. We're showing off some of the floor event. Apologize for that. Okay, how are we doing out there? First things first.
Anybody showing you off the ceiling? No. How many outdoor demonstrations did you see on those websites? None, not one. My Crystal Age site alone has over 1,000 demonstrations outside. So the only people that would be bothered by this and upset by this would be you naysayers at the end of the day that do not know how to make products at the end of the day. Before you guys start taking your projectors and doing this fake ambient light environments, pass one of these first. This is a screen of 180 inches on a $140 projector. My ceiling here is probably about 8.5 feet high, almost close to around 9 feet. And my ceiling fixture is right in the center of my screen, and I can produce outer space. I would love to see your great products. Try it. That right there, I can make a challenge. But again, like I said, it'd be a waste of our time. Well, after going through what I just saw today, Let's see, nothing there. Any other companies we didn't hit yet? Let's see. Make sure we didn't lose anyone. I know there's Knox. See if there's anybody else we have from here. Let me see. There's them right there. We got pictures, but at least they had pictures. My personal opinion, they weren't great, but at least they had pictures. Everybody else didn't have jack. We had to go search for their stuff. I wonder, let me see something for a minute. I want to check out their videos. Well, I hope the videos is not the same as the pictures right here. We got something different on there. Let's see what we got here. We got something different for the pictures. Here we go. Let's see. We got something different here. I love how people want to sit there and complain about my products. Do you have any idea how advanced my technology is at the end of the day? Well, only naysayers complain about it. Anyone's whining and crying about it. You should whine and cry about it. You should be doing much better with your products, and your products are absolutely horrible. I can literally make your products from here with no problem. As a matter of fact, when I did a demonstration against the Network Grade 773, I popped the top on the container and said, oh, this is not going to go well. This is going to match. And guess what happened? It matched. So if I sit there and look at your videos, I can tell how your products are made. Let me see. This is Knox screen test. This better not be an ambient light rejection test. Screen paint test and different ambient light. Okay, it's not going to rant here.
The thing that's different about a Virgo vacation home, you always have the whole place to yourself. Just you and your people.
It's not in a well-lit environment. Environment shoot was dark. This is supposed to be one daylight demo. That's not even freaking bright. It's not bright. So this is a demo one, as you can see. This is supposed to be a lot of light. Gee, where's the weeds? Seriously. You people are subjected to this mess? Are you kidding me? I hate to say it that way, I do apologize, but come on, that's supposed to be an ambient light. I specialize in ambient light rejection technology. That's not even a demo. Oh my goodness. All right, keep it together, calm down. I can be at one of these freaking get-togethers, I just lose it. Oh, 3 better be freaking crazy. I better put sunglasses on. You know, I could have just easily did the same thing as everybody else and put y'all in the same amount of darkness. Oh, this is a normal, this is where you have to be at, this is how it's done, I'm blah, 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 blah. Could have did the same thing. But guess what? At the end of the day, I don't want to be in that kind of darkness all day long. No in the world. Majority when I'm designing screens, they're for me. That's what I'm engineering them for me. Because I'm not going to be in a dark environment. I'm not shutting curtains. I'm not putting up blinds. I'm not spending money for expensive projectors. I'm not calibrating. And I'm not going to be stuck to a screen because it's ultra short though only. And I do plan to go outside. So when I develop technology, it's mainly for me. Because I don't want to be in those environments like that. Demo 3. Yeah. And demo will go like 3. See the light reflecting off the ceiling right here? If that room was fully lit, you wouldn't see none of this. That wouldn't even exist because the room, this would all be canceled out. This is when the room is really dark. How is this daylight 3? How in daylight 1? There's no light in here. Am I missing something here? All right. Let's get to the 3, the 2. All right, this is what? Yes. Nothing new. This is 2. This is a darkroom demo. Wait a minute. Wait. That's a darkroom demo. Then what the frick was this? So that's supposed to be a daylight demo. And then this is a daylight demo, right? But this is a darkroom demo. I'm sorry, Knox, but that all looks the same to me. I really don't see a difference between the light and the dark. They both look the same. And again, why is your camera so close to the screen? You gotta back that up so you can see the rest of the environment. That's too close. All right, that's really not good. You said ambient. The difference between, if you have in here saying test projection screen paint in different ambient light, why is there a dark demonstration in there? If you're doing ambient light, it's all supposed to be well-lit environments, different levels of ambient light for that environment. There should never be a dark area in there. It defeats the whole purpose. I don't even get that at all. Period. The whole purpose of ambient light, so you can reflect screens while you're in fully lit environments. Not in dark environments. So let me see. What is 3? What's the max on 3 we got here? Okay, let me see. This is going to be the dark. Okay, this is the dark. Now we're going to come out and we're going to see what the light is. No. No. That's an absolute fail. That is an absolute fail. Where's the light at in the environment? This is supposed to be an ambient light demonstration. A lot of bright colors, there's no contrast, there's no real serious contrast levels in there, no color patterns at all, period, no comparison screens, none of that. And at that, there's one light, one single light. So the rest of those have lights in there. There's no lights in the rest of those lights. That's the only one that's on. And this is supposed to be an ambient light test. Are you kidding me? If I stuck that thing in a max, and I stuck that thing in my normal environment, it would wash out completely. There's no way in the world that thing would be able to maintain. And especially not downstairs, with the lighting we have down there. I'm used to seeing these demonstrations. These are demonstrations, and I gotta say it. Jamie does these demonstrations, and Partey definitely does these demonstrations. These poorly lit demonstrations with these little bits of light peppered out the environment. That is absolutely just no. I'm sorry, buddy. No. And a lot of bright colors, so that way the contrast doesn't wash out. Gotcha. This is where you messed up. You see this right here? This is supposed to be black. It's an OLED. It's an OLED, the QLED. This is supposed to be black. This background is supposed to be solid black, not gray. See those bits of gray all up in here? That shows that the screen is having a hard time registering contrast. Sad thing about this is when they do these demonstrations is that they think because they can still see color, even though the contrast is poorly washed out, because you can still see color, because you can still make out an image, this is passable. It's not passable. It's a complete fail. That's supposed to be black there. And the demonstrations, I don't even know why you had a dark demonstration there to begin with, because this is supposed to be levels of showing up levels of ambient light environments. So that should not be in there at all, period. So what they're doing is a lot of bright colors in here, so that way they don't basically images and wash all of that. When you put contrast in, it's going to be a problem. It's automatically going to wash up on the door. And you should have the comparison screen in here at that. That's not a good demonstration. Environment, it's way too dark. Here we go. Let me see what we got going on here. Cinema experience. It's going to be in the dark. He has more videos than the rest of them. I give him that much.
So,
And again, too close to the screen. 4 years later, this is 4 years. Dark test. Dark test doesn't work unless you have other screens in there to show up the dark test. So you have to have a comparison of other screens in there while you're doing the dark test to see which one pulls up the better level in the dark, as we do with lighter screens versus black screens and dark environments to show that even with the lights out, the lighter screens cannot see contrast or color. That's no point doing it on a standalone. There's no point. I'll just show the projector. I got that sitting right up on top of the screen, so no distance there at all. Light is on this side, as you can see. See, this is one of the illusions that people put in demonstrations. So they'll have a little light here in the corner, something over here, to give off the illusion that there's a lot of light in the environment when there isn't. They're still thinking like, they're thinking like 9 years ago. 9 and 10 years ago, when it was unheard of to have any lights in a room, it was unheard of. So when people started showing up their demonstrations, they have one single light here in the corner. Just to have one single light in the corner was considered to be a big advancement. A big advancement. This is before ambient light projection technology ever existed. So just to have that one light in the corner was like, wow, I can actually have a light on in the room as I'm watching the screen, because that was unheard of. You were in all dark environments all the time. So these are the little tricks that they use. The condensed lighting. There's so many tricks to condensed lighting. It's not even funny. This is why I look at condensed lighting. I look at where the light is actually triggering off. Sometimes you have these balls of light up over top the screen here and here. That means the light was pushed up to hit here, here, and here. If condensed lighting is making contact with the screen, you would get arches on each side showing there's actual light hitting the screen. See how he has a nice art picture here? Now he can redirect the light here onto the art picture and keep it away from there, so he can show that, look, we can have this light spotlight on this beautiful piece of art and it's not going to affect your image. But it's not hitting the screen because, as you can see the light here? See how they have the dark shadows here and here and here? That's not touching the screen because all the light is being pointed at the picture. If he had it pointed there, then it'd be a different story. These people will contact me and ask me, what was I talking about? Oh, please do contact me because I want to pick your brain. I wish I could have got a chance. He didn't want to talk to me, but I wish I could have got a chance to talk to that guy from Dream Media, man. There is so many questions I needed to have answered. So many things I was going to ask him about. Oh, and I was going to ask him probably if he could do certain demonstrations and stuff like that. Like, can you take it outside, or can you do some real contrast demonstrations? You know, some really, not just a car driving down the street. No, some real serious contrast demonstrations, some real tests. You know, show me something. Show me that against a white screen. Show me the reaction of that. Lights in, lights off. Show me something. If you can, oh, so much better. Yes, I would tell me, can you get rid of that freaking expensive refrigerator of a projector and bring in like an old 720p model, something that doesn't have no freaking bells and whistles. Just strip all that away and just start from the bare bone minimum. Get a 600 by 800 720p SVGA projector and stick that in there and see what happens. And then that lighting, oh man, no, you that make that area look like a freaking baseball stadium. I want to see how that's going to react in real serious ambient light environments. But we didn't get a chance to talk to him. But this right here, this is a fail, a huge fail. And the environment is still dark. Look how dark the areas are. This is one thing I noticed in Jamie's videos. When your screen goes off, I look at the ceiling. All that light is reflecting off your ceiling, lets me know how dark your environment is. And what they'll do is they'll pepper some white lights behind the back of it, lights at the bottom, kind of give it an effect like the room is really well lit when it's actually dark the entire time. Now, if you notice here, see how the image got smaller? The reason why the image got smaller, because there's more light in the environment. That means when you shrink the image, remember when it's less light, it's going to make contact with the screen because the screen is a much smaller screen. And then on top of that, again, it's going to make the image much more sharper and much more brighter and push the pixels tighter together to give him a much more brighter, sharper image as he adds more light to the environment. You know where we've seen this one before done? We've seen this one done on Jamie's video when he did the demonstration with the Epson 955WH. And in that demonstration, he had the zoom pushed all the way down because at 15 feet on that particular projector, he would have had a screen size of 121 or 24 inches. So it would have overlapped the screen. The screen's about 100 inches, so it would have overlapped the screen with no problem whatsoever. But the fact he was able to get that projector at around 15 feet or 16 feet to fit inside of a 100 inch with some room to give means he had the zoom pushed all the way down. And when they do that, what it does is it gives it pixels, pushes the pixels tighter together, makes the image much more smaller, and gives it a more sharper and brighter image, even when it's dealing with too much light in the environment. It could disrupt the picture quality. I know all this stuff already. I've seen this done like dozens of times in video demonstrations. This is how I know. So you fake your demonstrations just like the rest of them. They all do the same thing, whether it be him, whether it be the rest of them. Because if you look at that, how come the screen is smaller when you have this much light in the environment? It's not a lot of light, keep in mind. This is not a lot of light because you still have dark corners here and here. But still, look how the image had changed. Now, we'll keep that in there on a smaller image, right? Now, when the lights go out, the screen gets bigger. Oh, man. I told you, I could call it left and right. This is why I love going through demonstrations and looking through their stuff, because again, we can tell what you guys are cheating in your demonstrations. So with all that light on in the environment, shrink the screen so the pixels will be tighter and more compressed to give a sharper and brighter image, so the light doesn't affect it that much. And in the dark, let's expand the image because that's less of a chance that there's going to be a lot of light making contact with the screen, and that way the image won't deteriorate that badly. Meanwhile, while you guys are sitting in the dark trying to figure out how to get stuff to work, we got customers demonstrating outside, and I've got my giant screens here at 150 inches outside on digital and crystal screen paint. And you guys are all sitting in the dark trying to figure out how to get a screen to work correctly because you're afraid that if you have too much light in the environment, your screen's going to wash out. That's a 150 inch screen sitting outside at 5 o'clock in the afternoon on, again, a $270 projector. That's why I find it so funny when we watch those demonstrations of people in the dark, barely squeaking by, and they're having issues. Oh, my goodness. What in the world is everything coming to when it comes to freaking screen paint products? Is just not right. Now we got the screen blowing all up. When it's nice and dark in the environment, but the minute we put light in the environment, we have to shrink the screen because, again, it's going to deteriorate and wash out. And that's what I saw in Jamie's video, because I'm looking at that projector. That's why the WH was missing, because he didn't put the full model number in there just in case if somebody, not besides me, somebody else went in and wanted to go look up the projector, like, wait a minute, how the freak are you 15 feet back at that small of an image? Something's wrong there. That's why the two numbers were missing. That's when we went to go research the projector. Only two numbers came up, serial numbers came up. One was called an Epson 955W, and one was called the Epson 955WH. And guess what popped up? He finally put the full number up there that said WH. And when we went to go look it up, that projector has a 10,000 to 1 contrast at around 3,000 lumens, not 36 as you posted below. You don't know the only projector you actually purchased at the end of the day. How do you not know this? Not 36, it's actually 3,000 lumens at around 10,000 to 1 contrast. And that projector at around 15 feet would do a screen size of 124 inches. I think it's 124, 125. Let me see. And this is why when we see that, the image being pushed in and compressed, that's so they can tighten the image so that way if the projector has any problems, if they expand it, it could have some problems with the screen washing out or fading. Central. And let me see, projector central. Let's see, it's a 955, because the 955 doesn't exist. It doesn't exist anywhere, only 2 model numbers popped up. So that 10599 projector is the one he had in the demonstration, which he was missing the WH, because I looked at the projector, only 2 popped up. One was a W, one was an H. He has a WH. He put down in his description that the projector was 3,600 lumens or 38. That projector is only 3,200 lumens. But I think it's the 955W has a whatchamacallit, has a 3,000 lumens. That projector has a 1280 by 800 1610 WXGA, 10-bit color processor. It's an LCD, 3 LCD projector. And that projector, let me see, here we go, 10,000 to 1 contrast. So at 10,000 to 1 contrast on your product in that environment, you could not pick up the color black on 10,000 to 1 contrast, which means 10,000 was useless on the screen because it wouldn't generate the black level on the Snake, the Samsung Snake. Just wouldn't come up. It came up in gray instead of coming up in black. Also, too, if we go over to the distance calculator on there, the distance calculator on that projector at around, let's see, well, it does 16.9. It doesn't do 16.10. So if we did that at a distance throw at around 15 feet, if you said they had in the video at around 15 feet, 15. There we go, right there. All right, at 15 feet, yeah, we're on 24 inches. At 15 feet on that projector, your screen and screen's body are measured this way, not this way, but that way. You would have been at 124 inches. 124 inches, which means there is no way in the world you would have been able to fit inside of a 100-inch screen. Would have been virtually impossible. Which means you had the projector's zoom pushed all the way down so that way you can shrink the image inside to maintain the pixelations, to keep them tighter, to make a brighter, more sharper image. That's an old trick. That's an extremely old trick. So that's how I know. That's why the model numbers were missing off the projector, because just in case somebody would have come in and looked that up, they would have known. My goodness, you guys, man. It's sad because I guess they figured that people were born yesterday, so let's just act like everybody else and give them whatever they want. You guys would just believe whatever you believe because they said it so. Because they're supposed to be experts in the field with no way of backing anything up. And it's sad you get people that think that way. They don't have to back anything up. They can just say whatever they got to say and people will believe it. Gentlemen, you got to back your stuff up. And screen paint companies, you definitely got to back your stuff up. See this right here? Certified screen demonstrations. The difference between black paint and black fabric on a product. The difference between black paint and black product. Dynasty paint, yes, that product could claim to be our product. Yeah, they go to all did it, buddy. Certified screen test, certified screen test, certified screen test, outdoor glass demonstration, fabric test, outdoor glass demonstration, black versus black test, 1,000 lumens demonstration, fully lit environment test for ambient light rejection. Buddy who did the paint. This is an ambient light rejection test. This is how they're done. Now, sitting in the dark with some little tiny light bulb in there, sorry to put you on blast like that, but no, that's not an ambient light rejection test. This is an ambient light rejection test. This is over 14 feet back on 1,000 lumens and this much light. Your screen would have never survived down here.
Anything else? Right now, I've said that before, man.
And you have to do them live. You wouldn't have survived it. So that way, when I see those demonstrations being done that way, that tells me at the end of the day I could overpower your product with no problem. It would be a cakewalk. Those of you who make black screen paint products, this is another demonstration you're supposed to have. This is a white screen versus a black screen. You're supposed to have these demonstrations done. Black pour out demonstrations, which means you're showing both products are actually black. Paint on demonstrations, which means you must paint into the screen with black paint on top of your black paint. And you're going to have to do multiple tests of black surfaces of everything you could possibly think of against your screen to prove at the end of the day it's not going to match any of those products. Gray screen paints, you can basically take a pointer from that because you're doing poorly in that department, extremely poorly. See right there? That's a color pattern test. You don't do color pattern tests at all, period. Unbelievable. I don't do the test correctly. White level test, long distance throw at 1,000 lumens outside versus a black screen. Outside demonstration, black versus black outside on a black screen. Color demonstration outside on a black screen. And we even got more tests when we lock in today, 1,000 lumen demonstrations, ambient light rejection test, floor demonstration test. All this is ambient light done on tables, screens tucked in windows, screens pushed all the way up to the ceilings. You don't pass any of those tests at all, period. Oh, man. And this is my site compared to y'all's. This is the black shop. This is my shopping carts. We're gonna fix this mess right here. This is the shopping carts right here. These are my pictures compared to naysayers and anybody who makes screen paint products. This is what we display in our carts. So this right here is that's our outside screens. You didn't display one outside screen in any of the demonstrations we saw. No. See those links? Those links go to videos. So the customers can comment. You saw that information we have? Y'all had, I was surprised that some of the companies who had called them having specification sheets. Our specification sheets were so weak, it's not even funny. The reason why I say that is because you mean to tell me some of y'all had less paragraphs than the other one had in his site. At least he had more. And they weren't good, but he had a lot more than some of them had in there. But still, the specification sheets all around are weak. And the reason why they're weak, because there's no testing being done. That's why. Can't put no demonstration links in there on 1,000 projectors because you have none. Where's your ultra short of demonstrations? I didn't even see too many of those in there. Daylight demonstrations. Look at this. None of y'all have demonstrations like this. Now I'm strictly talking to the whatchamacallits because again, this is what you're supposed to be displaying. 1,000 lumen demonstrations. That's a color pattern display. Ultra short though demonstration. Outside. Gotta show me some. So these are our specification sheets. This is all the information we have on our technology because our products are tested. We got a demonstration backing up every single thing that's specified in this description right here. Let's go over to the Fusion Gamer, which I think I'm gonna update. We're actually more videos of that for this one too. There's the Fusion Gamer. We got more pictures. I got another 500 more pictures for the Fusion Gamer. Not 500. We do. Yeah, we do got 500 on here that I gotta load up on here. Demonstrations on the Fusion Gamer. We got to add 1,000 lumens. All links are right here. All information right there. Oh, just don't see it. Go up here. Just don't have it. Let's go over to the cinema. This is our movie theater technology. All done in fully lit environments. Not in the dark, Jamie. This is in a fully lit environment. These are all done fully lit in fully lit environments. Demonstrations on 1,000 lumens, because we get customers always ask us about, can I see the screen on 1,000 lumens? Yes, you can. You can see it in a fully lit environment on 1,000 lumens too, in a max out zone, if you choose to. And we have the movie demonstrations on here too, that they can also check out. And you can also see it with the lights out on 1,000 lumens. So if this is supposed to be our competition, where we got people sit in the dark, no demonstrations on outside, no test demonstrations, nothing backing up the product. This is supposed to be our competition. This is going to be a cakewalk. This is going to be easy. And the good thing about it is for the customers, it's going to be a wonderful ride for them, because then they aren't to be subjected to that nonsense that they've been dealing with for so many years, as in these household house paint products that don't do proper tests, no demonstrations next to them whatsoever. You guys can't back yourself up if your life depended on it. You need to be subjected to that junk anymore. And these other companies that are squeaking by with these fake demonstrations, yeah. As a matter of fact, we did put out a whatchamacallit. These are my customers, by the way. We did put out a challenge, multiple challenges on the black technology. I will be checking back my links to see if anyone's ever posted anything there. If I did a demonstration alone tomorrow, a search for how many demonstrations are done outside, we won't find too many of them that can match that screen right there, right now. Show me one. Now, I say this too, when I'm speaking like this, I'm talking to these naysayers and they make these products with no testing, with a bunch of blah, blah, blah on camera with nothing to back up. At the end of the day, we're talking to you guys. That's who we're speaking to. Customers are all sitting in the dark. These are my customers. This is where my customers sit at. And all your customers are all sitting in the dark with house paint. This is John T. This is the fellow who had the same 2.0 product that Jamie had that was shipped to him out of the same container. It was interesting. He didn't have a problem with his, neither none of the other. All the other ones that were shipped out didn't have a problem. When you do stuff like that, to us, you show fear. You're afraid. And still, we're still waiting to see these other tests being done. Nothing done yet. While your customers all sit in the dark, my customers can go outside. That's why I find it funny when people show me demonstrations of their ambient light. No, you don't have ambient light technology. That would be virtually impossible because your screens are too gray. Any of the screens that are showing that they're supposed to be not only just naysayers, but any of those companies that are showing products at the end of the day and claiming to be ambient light projection, you don't have it. I'm an expert in the field. You're watching my customer right now display a screen in a fully lit environment. My customer demonstrations are better than you certified screen paint makers out there, than you certified projection screen companies out there, than you naysayers that can't, hobbyists that can't make paint at the end of the day. That demonstration alone wipes everything you have clean. That's a customer. Do you see him changing out his environment for his screen? No. If you can't produce an ambient light projection demonstration, a true demonstration, guess what? Your customers are going to get the same thing your product's putting out. That's why these dark demonstrations, all your customers are sitting in the dark because they can't watch a proper image because it'll wash out. You wouldn't know quality if quality bit you on the backside. This is a quality technology. This is ambient light projection technology. It's daytime. And he's sitting there watching this on his screen while your customers are all on your page sitting in the dark. Dark shadows in the corners, dark shadows here. Yeah, some mess in there. They're sitting in the dark. I told you that's where you're going to be sitting at, in the dark. This demonstration alone wipes out all your demonstrations in one hit. No windows or doors out there. You know what time of the day that is? Look at that. That's one thing I love about my customers. I love the most. That they will test my products. If I'm sitting up there in a fully lit environment, sure enough, they're going to take my product right out there in that environment and they're going to do that demonstration too. I don't call them up coaching them to do this and do that. Why would I do that? Now, I'm not going to waste the time going to your website because it's going to be the same as every other site I saw. Same dark environment, same dumb nonsense, same light splash behind the back of the screen. Nah, I'm not going to do that today. This is just a research video to show you that what I go through when I have to research other companies to see exactly what we're going to be up against when we're out there. And no, it's going to be a freaking cakewalk. Because from what I've seen, they're all doing the same thing. Ambient light controlled environment, high powered projectors. Even that one fellow shrunk the screen when the environment was just too bright for it. He shrunk the screen. And that's not even a lot of light. That's nothing. So if we got customers that can produce like this, what makes you think at the end of the day that you would, any of your companies would be to touch our technology? That's a better demonstration than certified screens I've seen at the end of the day. That's also John T. showed off the demonstration of his 2.0. This is a screen, by Jamie, who claimed it was so dark. Jamie, let me tell you something. You've got so much dirt on top of you that your reviews don't mean jack. And the people who follow you, like I said, at the end of the day, and I'm sorry to say that, y'all not too smart. Y'all not smart at all, period. And the reason why is because everybody knows from the door that, again, his product is nothing but house paint. And anyone who supports the house paint theory basically tells at the end of the day, y'all not too smart. It's like somebody selling you a cardboard engine. That's pretty much what you have. Doesn't start, doesn't go anywhere, doesn't do anything. Not even fun to look at. It's just there. That's why I said, they hurt themselves. Those people hurt themselves because, again, people have my products. Companies have my products. And they're looking at the demonstrator, wait a minute, I don't have the same thing. What are you talking about? Mine doesn't look that way. And this is why they come out like this. And then the first thing he does, he gets on camera, he goes, oh, that's fake, that's not real, that's not really. Buddy, let me tell you something. You are the last person that should ever be talking about home theater products. ever. Because again, crystal clear. I don't like to go into this, but we got to, people. Because again, you know, Mr. Bird don't like to talk about stuff unless he likes to back it up. A scammer in its true form. Let's go pop over and see if we can figure out where we're at on this one. That's our other company. I think I might have to dig it up again here. Now, as we're looking through all these sites, we don't go to Partey's site because Partey's site pretty much it is what it is. He shot himself in the foot when he even built the site. His company is designed to lose money. That's pretty much how he engineered it because he didn't do the math correctly, and he pretty much doomed himself. Jamie's product, on the other hand, has a problem because he has a product that's matching house paint. A lot of his products match house paint, but he continues to sell them on his website. Do I care about that? No, at the end of the day, because it doesn't hurt me and it doesn't hurt my customers. But at least I let people be aware of what they are getting themselves into if you decide to go down that road. And keep in mind, the shipping policy, as I explained to you before, is set up to take your money. That's what it's set up to do. So this over here we have is called the blacklist. This is an area that gets hit the highest on our website. This is where people can get information on fake knockoff projectors that we've done testing on, warning them to stay away from these fake machines. We've done quite a few testing. High-end projectors, we have quite a few demonstrations on those. And these are potentials, they actually are scammers that have stolen from people. Now this right here is called a black and white demonstration. This is a house product that Jamie was making for free. He used to give his products away for free before he started selling them. Problem is that matches a lot of his products right there. We actually made it. So right here in this demonstration, another one, this is the network grade 773 demonstration I talk about. This is me buying the product. Because at one point I started thinking like, you know, how far would these guys go? I mean, they could be just shipping you down with regular shelf paint. You would never even know. So how close would it match? Now in the demonstration, I clearly said I wasn't expecting for it to match, but just wanted to see how close it would come up. And when I popped the top, I was like, ooh, this is not good. It's going to match. And sure enough, it matched. And then here is the demonstration that Jamie did himself. Because again, after a lot of pressure he received from his customers to do this demonstration, he finally did it. These are the demonstrations that went AWOL, they went missing. So in this demonstration, I guess he talked so much on camera about how his products don't match house paint. He went through this long demonstration explaining how we're liars, we don't know what we're talking about, just to have the product match. And it turned into a really bad nightmare for him, an extremely bad nightmare. Because again, like I said, there was no way he could get out of it. He was stuck in this demonstration. He tried to fiddle with the camera at one point, so you can see where he knocked the camera off and hit the ground, but he was stuck. He had to finish it through, and this might have been the most worst demonstration he ever did. But next time, listen to an expert at the end of the day. If I tell you, when I pop that top, that container, that paint is going to match your product, I know, because I was making your product long before you ever existed on YouTube, and I can tell by the colors that you have for your product, how much black paint you're adding in, the reaction, I can see with the white levels, I can see the color, I can see all of that in your product. But I warned him, but he did it anyway. So he found out the hard way. So if you look at the title of the video, this is what he put in right there. And he really thought he was going to beat this product. Ooh, did not go as well as he thought it did. It was actually a nightmare. It was a bit squeamish to watch. It was, because he was really going through it. But again, that's what you get when you don't test your products. If he had tested his products correctly, he wouldn't have gone through that nightmare. And this is what happens when you have untested products. Now, the bigger question is, how much of the other paints are matching house paints? Now, you've seen the other fellow, he actually made a better product in his paint with a $50 container PPG, I think it is, from Home Depot. Here's the paint on application right there. Now, like I said, this is why we call his followers idiots. Sorry, but people, this is why you're considered to be an idiot at the end of the day. It is what it is. Man came on here, matched the house paint, and you guys are like, yeah, this product is good, it's the best, so. Like, you do know it matched house paint, right? You know that, right? You paid $90 for house paint. That's what you just did. So when you pop in forum sites, the first thing they talk about, they type in Sherman Williams and they leave out of the room. What are you coming in here to talk about? You match house paint. Now, what makes it even worse is all you people, when he was doing this demonstration, and that you were coming and you were backing him saying, oh man, his product doesn't match house paint, he did the video. Man, how are you feeling right now, knowing that the very video that he did to back his product, he ended up removing the video off his account, trying to hide it? Well, then now what? What do you have next? But you backed this at the end of the day. You said it didn't match, and now you turn around, talking about his customers had to get he removed the video. So now what? That's kind of a hard one, isn't it? Talk about throwing somebody under a bus. Well, he threw you guys under a line of buses, and you got hit with every single tire on the way out of the driveway. You got hit. So again, this is a fellow who basically did these demonstrations and got caught. Now, some of his customers woke up and backed away from this guy, and basically they've done videos against him, very upset, very angry. Some of them have figured out before these ever popped up, and he had cheated them and found out that one guy basically painted his basement and his UV mix came up darker than the basement. It was very dirty. He didn't like it. There's another fellow who went in on him big time, actually duplicated his account and went in on him, dubbed our videos, which we don't mind you doing, and put Jamie on blast of being a faker and a scammer. Now, you would think after you get caught with a video like this that you would remove the product off your website, right? No. He still sells it on the website. Yep. That's like, Channel 10 doing an investigation and they found out a restaurant serving rat and horse meat. And then after getting busted, after getting exposed all over the place, knowing they're known for doing this, they are still doing it. That's literally what this is doing. So that's us. I'm sorry, that's my screen right there. That's my black gunmetal technology versus the network grade 773 in a white sheet of paper. So that would be me over there. I know y'all probably came and talking about, wait a minute, that's him? No, that's us. That would be me. You see the dual screens popping up? That's my 235.1 in portrait mode. That's my technology over there, not his, sorry. I know y'all got kind of, sometimes his followers will get hyped, they're like, oh, there. No, that's me. That's me over there. That would be me. So that's literally how you're never supposed to be that close to house paint. Never, ever supposed to be that close. So you pay, at one point it's $89. He dropped it to like $80. I mean, it's pretty bad, pretty bad. We had one incident where he has the Metallica Mix 2.0 or Metallica Mix, and he was selling it on eBay for $40. When I looked up there and I saw, I was like, why is he selling that? He shouldn't be selling that. That is the actual product that he gives away for free. He was giving away for free many years back. And he was selling it on the website for $40. Well, not the website, his eBay account. This is what you got to be careful about. So that's a product. He literally had ingredients on YouTube showing you how to make it, and yet he's selling it for $40 on the eBay listing. But he pulled it. He pulled the listing. I don't know, it might not be up there, it might not, I don't know. Could be still back up there. Sometimes the things get quiet and no one's talking about, he sneaks things back in there, so who knows? Probably back up there or not. Ooh, mama. All right, so, like I said, in this demonstration, this was done to back his products. What you're seeing here is we were able to make his products. We made several of his products out of $40 worth of paint. Yeah, these are the screenshots from the video. And you can watch the video. They all match with the video also too. Showing you how close these are on forum sites, warning people not to get duped into buying house paint. These are involving mail fraud. That's a whole other story. We need to talk about that. That's already been taken care of. We've already submitted all information. So that's under investigation as we speak. He's been investigated for 2 counts of mail fraud. Did something stupid he shouldn't have did. Let me see. Yeah, it's also mail fraud too. All right, let me see, right, do we have it here? I think we have it, here we go, right there. That's another one, that's the Bear Silver Screen, that's even worse. Those of you who have the personal mix, your product matches Bear Silver Screen. That one right there was on a couple of forum sites. They couldn't stop laughing, like this jerker walked out of a freaking Home Depot with the paint in his hand, showed you the paint that he used to paint the screen with, and then he turns around, proceeds to paint the screen, and it matched. But in camera, he says it doesn't match, the difference, the discoloration, whatever, but the video is also missing too. I don't like to talk about things unless I can back them up, you know how it works. So here we go at the beginning. This is Jamie walking out of a Home Depot, showing off the product. And what is he gonna get mad about? He gets angry and upset. We had an open mic one time, and we had it so they can come and explain their videos. And boy, he came and ranting and carrying on, threats just going off. What are you upset about? This is your video, is it not? Is that not you walking down Home Depot carrying a container of Bear Silver Screen, a sample? So what are you angry about? This is a video that you made to back your products up, to prove to your customers that you're not stealing from them. And this is the same video that disappeared off your account. This is the same video when we show it, we leave an open mic, he comes and ranting and cursing and carrying on and empty threats and all this other nonsense. Just to, what are you mad about? Did you not make the video? All right then, what the freak are you ranting about? Just going off. My goodness. No, because the reason why he's mad because he needs this video to stay hidden. It's right there, showing off the product right there. Boom. Now, if you have to worry about the other companies not giving you enough information and products not being there, you should be seeing a lot more when it comes to screen paint products. You have to worry about the other half selling you house paint. That's what you got to worry about. And they have no testing underneath their products. Now, anytime your name may pop up, and I doubt it will, out there, this is all we got to show them. We got copies of all your receipts. We'll show them the receipts. Yeah, this is what we dealt with when we try to purchase this product down for testing. We have 2 ongoing cases against them for mail fraud. We had to file against essential documents on that. PayPal, this is where we had to file multiple complaints against this individual. This is where he tried to scam our company, showing the unboxing videos. It's pretty bad for you guys. The other one, yeah, sent us an email with rants and curse words all over it, with his company's information attached to it, multiple cancel orders from that one. None of your products can be backed up. So here, look at that. Where's the light at? How come your windows are not open in that demonstration? Your windows are shut. I don't get that. Why would you even go back and show the light in the background? What is it? Not even, the windows are not even open. And that screen's washed out. That's supposed to be green, not tan. That is completely washed out. But that's the sad thing about it. They can see an image that's considered to be passable. Look, you can tell the room's dark. See all the lighting that's pushing up around the screen? And 2 rooms too dark. There's no light in there. Let's get to this whatchamacallit. So the problem we have here, Jamie, and I'll explain something's wrong in this video. You're too close to your screen. If you're a finger distance from your screen, There's no way in the world a customer is ever going to get up, walk all the way to a screen to see the difference. If he can't see it at around 11 to 12 feet from the screen, there's a problem. And this is the bigger problem you have right here that you got to deal with. This is the worst thing I have ever seen. This thing matched on every level you can possibly think of. I don't know how you got on camera and try to convince people that they were seeing two different products. I don't see it. And neither did any of the other people we saw on the forum site. They didn't even see it. But this is a person who walked out of, and the funny thing, this is why, and I hate to say it to his customers, this is why they call y'all idiots. This is why. This is the video that made you guys idiots at the end of the day. This guy walked out of a Home Depot with their silver screen, painted the screen in, right on camera, and it matched. And you guys still went in and bought the paint. Now you got some customers who didn't see this video. For the ones who didn't see the video, never saw the video, then guess what? You're not an idiot at the end of the day. You just bought something, got home, tested it, figured out it wasn't what it was, and those are the ones who probably were upset and angry with them. But those of you who saw this demonstration, literally, that's what people are saying, man, are these people slow? What other way can we, what credit can I give you at the end of the day? I can't say you're smart. I can't say you're intelligent. I can't give you that. You watched them walk out of a Home Depot. My goodness, you guys would be the easiest customers in the world. I would even, if I had customers like y'all, and good thing my customers are smart and intelligent at the end of the day, and they want better. Thank goodness I got customers like that, because man, if I had customers like he had, I wouldn't have to do any work. Why would I have to test anything or do any demonstrations? It'd be easy to sell to you guys. I can just take some white paint and paint it down one side and just put a little bit of glitter and maybe a little bit of black, just a little bit in there, not a lot, and just show a little bit of a slight difference. Nothing. Stick it in a dark environment with a high-end projector, and I have your money at the end of the day. Y'all be easy, man. I didn't do any work at all. Shoot. Too easy. That's a term about the Brooklyn Bridge. Literally, someone actually sold the Brooklyn Bridge. You guys, I bet you your ancestors probably brought that bridge. You don't want to sit there and get mad at me about that. How else can you explain it? Look at it. It was right there. Can't get mad at me. How can you explain it? Look at that. That's why when we post these in the forum site, the first thing they say is, are people buying this mess? Like, apparently, yes. How dumb are they? That's what pops up. Gee whiz Louise, my goodness. You do know that's house paint, right? Don't get all mad and upset and get angry. Common sense is right there staring you in the face. Only problem is you can't see it. It's right there staring you dead in the face. That is just really, it just messed up. Let me come out of here real quick because this is really bad. Let me go over here for a minute. I'm going to pop over to the other one. This is the other one. This is the recent one. This is in Network Gray versus the Cinemax. This is on the website right now being sold. As a matter of fact, both of them. So the personal is being sold as the IB personal. The problem is that the IB personal needs to be tested, since you know this video now exists, needs to be tested against the, what's it called? It needs to be tested against the bare silver screen. So you know that it's not the same, but he's not going to do it. I told you, after he went through this right here, he's never going to do any testing against gray paint live ever again. This is the worst thing he's ever done to himself. Those of you who have the Cinemax, I need to look you up. I'm going to have to track you guys down. I want to know how many of these customers bought this product, knowing what we know now. I'm curious. We're going to have to hunt them down and see who has them, who has that Cinemax. And chances are, if it's before the date of this video, then it's different because they wouldn't have known. But if it's after this video was posted and they have it, ooh, that is not gonna go well. Paid $90. At the time, it was around 90 bucks. We paid $90 for 32 ounces of house paint. There's your buddy. It's on camera, right there. Because when we were in the forum sites, they wouldn't know what he looked like. So he's right there on the camera, right there. He did the video. Sat there, showed the receipts, showed the container, painted the screen in, everything. And product match house paint. Now he tried that nonsense with my company and tried to ship us down a fake product and got slammed with 2 accounts of mail fraud for doing that mess. I don't know how the rest of you guys are going to deal with it or how you're going to process it, but we already filed already. We're good to go. We're just waiting for the best of the response to come back until they start the investigation. That's it. So my buddy was talking about it. He said, yeah, I heard you filed. I said, yep, we filed already. 2 counts. He even signed his name to the package. And I was like, good gracious, stupid. Yeah, stupid. He signed his name literally to the post office package. Whew, there he is showing off his receipt, showing he purchased the product. Now, he literally thought that he was going to beat this product. He did believe that he was going to beat the product. He was going to overpower it, but it didn't go the way he thought it was going to go. Ended up matching the product. Now, the reason why these videos are no longer around is because we copy everything just in case, especially ones like this, we know definitely have a history of going missing. Because we asked him to post these directly to his website so his customers can get a fair decision on whether they want to go buy the Sherwin-Williams or buy the Cinemax. But the videos were never posted, and we're going back to get the actual videos to bring back to him. He removed the videos off the account. As a matter of fact, we even had a recording of him removing the video off the account. Trying to. Actually, he did. He removed it. He completely moved it off the account. Now, researching, well, we have to research this. We didn't even know who Crow was. Honestly, tell you the truth, when we was out there, we didn't know who he was. We didn't know he even existed. Him or the other one, we didn't know Partey ever existed. None of them, we didn't even existed at all. We didn't know they're out there. But other than that, when he started carrying on and acting up and trying to say, at one point, yeah, he was saying that, oh, we're charging people for products and he gives it away for free. Now he sells products. This guy basically flip-flops all over the place. But long story short, all that, your product is house paint, man. It's nothing more than house paint. And every forum site has seen this demonstration and knows this product is house paint. And when we get his followers are popping there from time to time, talking about, yeah, you know, I got Crow's product, it's the best of the best. And people are like, man, if you don't get that freaking Sherwin-Williams house paint out of here, they leave. Because they start posting those pictures. They send the pictures over to them. Can you explain this? And they leave out of the room. People can't even back your product up. And this is where it gets so bad in the video where he basically starts talking about how his landlord had him paint apartment units. We got that all recording too, with the chat and all that. and he starts taking the containers and the boxes and everything, and he's blocking the screen because he don't want you to see the screen. Because of all places to have that box set, you have it right there in the center. Let's go through the rest of these real quick. I'm gonna go through this real quick. This is where he takes the light down, and things get really bad for him, where the screen is just matching on every level you could possibly think of. You know, you're sitting there looking at this. This is, at the time, was $89 to a product. Again, that would have cost you around $17, no, $23 a gallon if you got the super paint. This is when it got really bad. He took the lights out and the screen matched the screen even faster. Okay, he matched the white levels. Of course, it was going to match the white levels even higher. And the reason why is because the network grade 773 is slightly higher white levels than his product. So the white levels are going to come out fantastic on it. And this is where he drops the camera. This is where he drops the camera at. Tries to knock the camera down. Takes his body and blocks. See how he blocks most of the screen right here? Because it's, like I said, white levels is something he praises the most, and that screen was beating the crap out of him in white levels. You just can't leave the camera on. Now see how the camera falls off? Knocks the camera off. We go into video, but it goes back in. I had to bring it back because we went into a much more right around that time. And you'll see where he knocked the camera clean off the stand because the white levels were just, it was just too much for him. So he's picking it up, put it right back there. No, after getting busted, because people asked me when they was watching the demonstration, like, well, where's the product at? I said, it still sells on this website. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. That's why they've been coming to the website to see this product that he's been scamming people on. Boy, that had to be uncomfortable. That had to be really uncomfortable. This is why you test your products. This is why you test your products so you don't have to go through this freaking nightmare. Constantly blocking the screen. At one point, I thought he was going to sprout wings and fly through the roof. But man, that was brutal to watch. Oh, that was brutal. Ah. Test your stuff next time. You want to go through that nightmare. That's pretty bad. That is really, really bad. Look at that match level is good. Look, he's blocking the screen with his hand. That's pretty bad. All right, so sure it's enough of that there. So that's what you're going to have to worry about most likely. You're going to have to worry about products at the end of the day. They're going to be matching house paint that people are going to try to rob you at the end of the day. So this mess right here. And does he still sell the product on the website? Well, let's have a look. Now, keep in mind, this is a person who gets very agitated, he gets upset, he gets very angry, will be losing his temper at times and ranting and carrying on. But Jamie, you have to understand that this needs to be done. Just like the other companies are out there selling these products, at the end of the day, there's no pictures and no demonstrations, no real information on the product. It's lacking so much. And it's a shame because everyday people that are buying products are falling into these pitfalls of screens that are not doing what they're designed and supposed to do. And it's the reason why y'all come at us so hard, because again, we raise the bar. We make you have to work at the end of the day. And there is no way in the world you should be ever selling a product that matches that close to a house paint that the customer can go down and get it themselves. If this upsets you and if this bothers you at the end of the day, this clearly shows that the only reason why you're upset because you got caught. That's why. But then again, you put your own self on blast. So you can see that's the title of the video. It's the Cinemax right there. Let's go pop over to the website. And same information over there you have over there. I wonder, I need to see something for a minute. I want to see what's the delivery return process on their products. Let me see. Shop about us, blah, 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 blah. Where is this? Is it on here? Is there a, how to contact us about, where is he? That's about. I guess it must be on there. These are the only selection pages right here. Okay, well, there's got to be something in there. Yeah, but you're not displaying the videos. These are the paint basically allows it to do a high contrast. There is no high contrast on a gray screen paint because it doesn't produce it. It can't produce it. The 2.0 has produced a good gray level, a better contrast over than these do, but still next to a black screen, that's the dominant screen when it comes to contrast levels. So, not on that one. Let's see what we got going on here. Now we're looking, and this is where I do these demonstrations because again, person, product, matched house paint. So you see on the video, shows receipt, shows the item, paints the screen in, screen matches. The bare silver screen, that's the bare silver screen. Bare silver screen matches the personal mix. Are these items still being sold on the website? What you doing, Mr. Pepper Man? Now we're used to the rants because, like I said, this person is very unprofessional. But again, like I said, what would he be angry? But the fact that he's angry and upset clearly shows that something's wrong there. This is his video. This is him in the video. This is him showing receipts. Again, he's upset because, again, he knows he's wrong. And he should not have this product on his website. He knows that. So as you can see, everybody else has a nice category of different pages. There's only 2 pages, shop and home, that's it. It's a very, very limited amount of information on here, next to nothing. Let's go over to the product page and see if this product is in here, if he's still selling it. There's the IV Personal Mix. That is the product right there that matched the bare silver screen. Still being sold on the website. I don't think he did any demonstration. He changed to IV Personal, but it can be the same thing. If he's no test line, you don't know. And then here we have the Cinemax right there. That is the same product. You saw him in the video demonstration, matching a house paint. What a shame. Still here selling it as if the video never existed, never even happened. He's in there. That's him upset, very angry and upset. So again, like I said, he's upset and he's angry because he got caught. That's why. And he shouldn't be selling this. He knows he shouldn't be selling this. But this is the product right here. And this is what we warn you. Stay away from this product because it is house paint. You saw the fellow in the demonstration doing the paint on demonstration, showing the receipts, showing that the product matched. And you can also see him over here, very upset, very angry, mad, all that other stuff. He's just angry. Buddy, you got to test your products out, and this needs to be removed. Now, I told you about the policy he has on the website, which is designed to steal from the customers. Showed you this multiple times. It's designed that if the product is delivered, there's no returns or refunds, which means if it lands on your property, you can't do anything about it. And if you only exchange for a different mix if the container wasn't open. So either way, you're not getting your money back. If it lands on your property, that cancels out the second policy because it landed there, you're not getting anything back. If you open it, you're not getting anything back at all, period. So we expect for him to act that way. He's very upset, he's angry, but he should be because he's mad because he got caught. This product shouldn't exist on this website. Shouldn't be selling this when you have proved that your product is a house paint. So everything you're seeing here, Network Grade 773 can do the exact same thing with no problem. It does the same thing with no problem. And as you can see how dark the environment, you see the lights pushing out from the back of the screen. Network Grade 773 has a very hard time picking up in environments it washes out really badly. Look, very upset. Okay, let's go over here. He's ranting. Look, he's showing things he just bought. I just bought this. Well, that's good for you that you just bought that. Good for you. Why would I be impressed by that? But let's move on. And see, that's what I talk about. That's a child at the end of the day. Look what I bought. Look what I got. Look what I have. Dude. Your product here, at the end of the day, you're selling a product to a customer. So what you're buying is from stealing from your customers. Because if you're showing off items that you're purchasing and things that you're buying, consider the fact that you have a product here that's matching a house paint that you're stealing $80 from your customer, $80 from your customers. You're taking from them to buy items like this. This is what he's showing off. Things that he's buying from the money that he's stealing from his customers. So I'm going to be going around. I'll be trying to apologize to my customers for selling a product that matches a house paint. Because it just shows that the items that you're buying, you are buying that off people at the end of the day that are trusting you with a product that turned out to be an everyday house paint. There you go. And that's what scammers do. So you showing off items that you have, Jamie. It's not impressive. I'm 54 years old. That wouldn't be nothing to impress me. What's sad here is the fact that we have a video with you in it, and then the video shows your product matching a house paint, and you still continue to sell this product on your website as if it never even happened. And then you're going to show items that you have purchased with the money, but probably some of the money that you've stolen from your customers. So enjoy your bike, enjoy your life for right now, because again, as I said before, we filed 2 accounts of mail fraud on this individual for trying to basically scam my company. And these are serious charges. These are charges that are actually one offense, actually both offense, but one offense is up to 20 to 30 years in prison and to a $1 million fine. He'll be actually going against the government for these charges. So you better enjoy life as much as you possibly can. For the rest of you, they will be searching out to see how many people have filed complaints against him. They'll be going through his banking accounts. And mind you, with a $1 million restitution, when you have to pay that back to the government, they will free all access bikes, cars, money in your banking account, income tax, because you owe the government at the end of the day $2 million. Keep in mind, it's $1 million per charge. So that's it. He's very upset. We expect for him to act this way. because at the end of the day, this is supposed to be a professional. Now, you see all the sites we went through, never had that problem whatsoever, but this is supposed to be a professional. At the end of the day, this is how he carries himself. And this is why I allowed this to be recorded, because I want people to see how this person is reacting and how upset and angry he is over getting caught. Show more. He's calling me a scammer in this one. So I'm a scammer, but yet you have here a product that matches house paint, but I'm a scammer. All right. Enjoy the stuff while you have now. I would say take as many vacations as you possibly can. Hang out with your family, because these are very serious charges that we filed against this individual for 2 accounts of mail fraud. But as for the rest of you, if you want to try to get over this whole thing of this policy has, you're trying to get your money back. If you just found out about this video, you can get around the policy. We won every single PayPal claim against Jamie. We've never lost one, and we actually used this against him. PayPal will not honor that at all, period, because there's no way for the customer to get any form of return or exchange anyway. He's got it designed so you get nothing. But we expect for him to react this way because he's very angry and upset at being caught. Now, let's go over here real quick. So these are, again, if you haven't seen them, these are on the blacklist. These are the videos that Jamie Products was matching house paint. Network Gray 7783. See him still in there ranting and carrying on. He's still in, we're not even in the room anymore. He's still in there ranting. That's a shame, isn't it? All right. Here we go, people. So there's the receipts and everything. So yeah, he's a scammer. And like I said, this is the video we tried to hide off his account. He tried to remove it off the account. And we were able to get a copy of it before it went missing. I was very lucky to get a copy of it because he removes them quite fast. And then we were able to get the second one. We got the recording on the second one. And these videos went missing. So Jamie, look, if you want to call people scammers at the end of the day, that's kind of hard to do for us because we can back our products up 100%. We've got more test demonstrations than anyone. I just showed that today than any certified screen paint company out there. We have the most demonstrations anywhere on everything you could possibly name. But you, on the other hand, have not done the demonstrations against the slip silver. You haven't done any demonstrations more. What about the rest of your product? This product is supposed to be your best of your best, your top product, and it matched the house paint. So what about the rest of your products? How close do they come to house paint? So you scammed a lot of people out of a lot of money. Show me off items that you purchased. Not impressive at all, period. It's sad because this is money that you stole from your customers. Your customers work hard at the end of the day. They want a nice screen, a nice setup. They want to get what they paid for, and you ship them house paint. Now, more even terrifying is he might have just skipped out altogether the black paint, and he's just selling you shelf paint at the end of the day. You could very well have shelf paint. But how would you know if it's shelf paint? If you open the container, you don't get an exchange. You can't get your money back. If it lands on your property, you can't get your money back. Can't get an exchange. So how would you know if he shipped you down house paint? See, that's how he got it set up. So you can't get your money back in any way whatsoever. So say you would have painted against your wall and your wall's gray already, and you go, that looks exactly like my wall paint. What are you going to do? Well, you can actually get around that. That policy has PayPal will not honor it. We know because we were able to get our money back twice in a row off that policy by itself. You remember where he shipped us a product with black paint? Yeah, override that policy. And the Frankenstein, where he basically changed the color of the paint and shipped out the product, and we did the verification video, yeah, override that policy too. Look at that. Look at that, people. Look at that. And mind you, this is on a P2 4K 3000 lumen ultra short throw projector. Network Gray 773 would do the exact same thing. When he gets on camera, he talks about the quality and how beautiful the image looks. You can do the same thing with Network Gray, a shelf paint. That's what he's angry about. Now, Jamie, if you're in the room and you are listening, or one of your fellows are in the room, please reply back to him. Why are you so upset? Why are you so angry? This is your video, right? This is you in the video. So what are you upset about? What is making you so angry about this video that you're ranting like that? You made this video to back your products up, to prove that what we were saying in our demonstration 6 months to a year ago when we did the test ourselves, that your product was a house paint. That's why you showed the receipt. This is why you showed the container, to show that, look, I have the product here. I'm going to paint this down, and this guy is wrong. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So why are you so angry over this? Didn't you make this video to back yourself? But yet, now you're angry because we're showing it. That's because you know we're right. Now, I told him before, we was in a forum site, not forum site here, we did an open mic, came in, of course, Kirsten and Karen as always. And he said he bought the video back. That's what he said. He claimed he bought it back. I said, well, I'm not going to go look for it. It's a waste of my time. How about you go out and you post a video to your website so everybody can see it. Now, we went back and checked. There's no videos there. You can't have that there. Jamie has stolen from a lot of people, even churches. And yeah, there's a church he shows in his demonstration. I guarantee they never saw this video. If they saw the video, they would have went otherwhere. They would have went someplace else, or probably would have done it themselves. And the church could have done it themselves. They could have just went to Sherman-Williams and got the same thing. Now, for those of you, before you buy his products, you go near those products, read through whatever policies he has. He doesn't have any policies. I'm going to read through something on there. Come to the blacklist, click on here, and you can see the demonstrations. These are videos that he removed off his account that he wanted to go bye-bye for good, and we were able to get recordings of them, including when he got busted a couple of days ago. He removed the listing off his eBay account. There was on him showing a product he was trying to sell that he used to give away for free. It was called Metallica Mixed Paint. The ingredients, he had it right here on display, of 2 tablespoons of black paint into a quart of white paint. And he tried to sell this for 40 bucks on an eBay listing and got caught. So now he's in the room ranting, upset, and angry. And again, what are you angry about? This is not your video, right? Is this you? This is you in the video. I'm pretty sure you weren't cloned. So this is you in the video. So what are you angry about? The fact that you're angry clearly shows that you know you committed wrong acts. You stole from your customers, you committed fraud, and you scammed. Now, unlike you, I can back my technology up. My technology, I can go to any demonstration anywhere on YouTube and show any company and show that my website is way beyond the technology we show of anybody else's. You can't even get past house paint. My next level will be, well, my next level is going to be quite large. And trinkets that you're showing off is nothing compared to what's already set up for me on the other side. And again, I don't feel the need to show that off or show that to people, because I'm not a child at the end of the day. I don't do stuff like that. But if I want to show something off, I show off my technology because it's designed to be the best. And your product can't even pass house paint. Basic test demonstrations. We can blow black paint, black dynasty, black magic, domino, whatever you want to call it. We can knock all that stuff out easily, no problem. You can't even post your test demonstrations to your website. You have to hide your demonstrations so no one can see them, because even yourself, you're ashamed of them. And when they're shown to other people, you get angry, you get frustrated, you get mad. You start showing off little trinkets that you were able to purchase off stolen money of your customers. Okay, my buddy. good luck with all that, and good luck with the, yeah, you're definitely gonna need that, with the charges that you have coming up on you. These things are literally so bad that we may even basically not file lawsuits. I don't think it's gonna be anything left of them when they get done with them. And he messed up pretty bad. I would have rather had him go in and just basically put the money back in our account than doing something that stupid. And keep in mind, I'm pretty sure you talked to a lawyer already, so he did tell you what's going to happen. So again, before I went down that road, I had two friends of mine who work for the post office. One's a manager, one's a carrier. And I had them look through the information, and they just, the first thing they said was you slow? Jamie committed two very serious acts. We made purchases through his website for two items. The items I got here were seriously not as described. One came in as black paint. The other one was tied to a verification video, which means we recorded the transaction in the shopping cart, also matching to a video of a product that was 5 years old of the product, and we changed it at the last minute. The statement that was made in the video was the reason why we're making the video, due to the fear that this fellow would go in and change the color of the product on his website and ship us out of paint to match. And sure enough, when the product got here, he did exactly what I said in the video demonstration. Do you know if you get hit with either one of these two charges, it is a 20 to 30-year prison sentence with up to $1 million of fines. You have two of these charges laying against you. It shows that you maliciously shipped out a product, committing fraud. PayPal has verified documents showing that there was a case filed against you which you lost. And in the case, it clearly shows that you have committed an act of fraud. That's what they're going to find. And with that being said, it's going to have all transaction numbers, everything needed to prosecute you to show where this came from, which they're going to investigate your website. They're going to investigate your banking account, PayPal account, and it's going on and on and on. Even going through your customers, they're going to go through everything. So what they're going to have to do is, once they come to a conclusion that you have committed this fraud, they have to freeze everything, which means your banking accounts will be frozen, everything is going to be frozen. And they will start the process of basically bringing you in for questioning. Then you'll have to go to court. And then you're going to have to get yourself an attorney to keep yourself out of jail. The fines, when they go through, are going to wipe everything out. $1 million fines, you don't have $1 million. So it's got to come from somewhere. So like I said, this is extremely serious. He got himself in some real serious trouble. And we have the unboxings on live record. What's your name signed to the packages? United States Postal Service packages. And this is why I want to tell you, I don't like to talk about things unless I back them up. But yeah, this is the scam, with Jamie tried to scam our company, shipping us down black paint. And again, he doesn't sell black paint. Now in the transcription with PayPal, which they're going to release to them, the government, basically in his statement, he claims that he makes a black version of the Cinemax. We all know that's not true. That's why he lost the claim. And these are the two charges that were placed against him. That's your name right there. You put your company, you put down Crow's the best of the best, right? Right on the packages. And this is the container of paint you shipped over, which is black. That's one charge. Second charge that was filed was for the Frankenstein. This is a verification video of us recording the transaction, stating that we sent this to PayPal. This is why we won the case so fast. Clearly showed what the item was like before we asked. We requested it from Jamie. This is the case that he lost. This is the color of the product shipped over. Also, too, you were dumb enough to put my name on the container, you idiot. You didn't think about that, did you? Yeah, he put my name on the container. Showing at the end of the day that you basically knew what you were doing. You literally signed my name onto it, even dated it. You got dates and everything right on the container. You have not your real address, we have your real address, and you signed the same signature you have here that you have on the other packaging. So you don't need to be saving your money right now. You need to save your money to get yourself a really good attorney, because you're going to need one. You're going to have one. So this fellow we had to prosecute due to the fact, like I said, signed my name right to the package, even dated it right there on the package, and signed his name to it on all the packaging. And same thing as the other one. So they both match. Let's see. Penalties and fines for mail fraud. These are the lighter versions of it, Jamie. It's a 20-year sentence up to $250,000. Fines up to $250,000. You, on the other hand, have 2 accounts of mail fraud, which means yours fall in the category of 20 to 30 years in jail and up to a $1 million. You can be in imprisonment for up to 30 years because you have 2 accounts, not 1, 2 of them. Now, for those of you who are looking to file this, just so you know that you're going to have to show proof that he sent you down something that was like a fraud. Like, okay, if he sends you down gray paint, really kind of hard to get around that one. But he sent down a black paint, and he doesn't make that at all. So right there shows you from the door, that's 1 count of fraud. The second one, we recorded the shopping cart transactions before they went down, and he changed the color completely to a whole other paint and sent it down to us using the post office to commit that act. So that is another one that he has against him. But we already filed the paperwork. He's already pretty much just waiting for them to respond back and go from there. They're going to require more information after that. Evidence needed to prosecute for mail fraud.
According to Los Angeles criminal defense attorney, in order for a federal prosecutor to convict a defendant of 18 U.S.C. Section 1341 mail fraud, they have to prove they made materially false representations or promises with the intent to defraud another, and use the mail to accomplish the fraud.
You're done. Enjoy your freedom while you got it, because you're done. Those are the only 2 things we needed, and we have it already. We had the black paint that was shipped to me, which shows you don't make this product in any way whatsoever, which means when you shipped out that product, your intentions were to ship out a product that basically wasn't what it was, and to commit a scam and fraud against my company. The second one shows a verification of the shopping cart transaction, showing us basically recording the transaction in fear that you would change out the color of the paint on your website by changing out the color at the last minute, and also 2, basically using the United States Postal Service to ship out the item. Both accounts are eligible basically for filing, which that's why they sent us those documents to file the case. So Jamie is looking at per offense at 20 to 30 years and a $1 million fine. Altogether, roughly 40 to 60 years and $2 million in fines. So enjoy your freedom while you can, because it's not going to last long. But anyway, after doing all the research and after we just showed you, no. And you 1/2 of the people that are basically selling screen paint products, well, you guys don't have much of a choice. Well, like I said, our customers are happy, but your naysayers out there, you've got no choices at all. The only choice you have is to deal with the house paint that you have, that you're going to have to deal with. Spend $2,000, $3,000 for a certified screen, Or the other products that are out there in the market that are expensive but can't back up their products, and then you have us. Okay, well, that being said, hope you enjoyed the long, lengthy demonstration. And Jamie, I hope you understand that you need to get yourself an attorney. You need one. Paperwork has already been filed. You'll be contacted very soon. So you're gonna have to sell that bike, whatever you gotta do to get your expensive attorney to soften the blow. He will get jail time. It's depending on how much he's going to get out of it. Good luck, buddy. You're gonna need it.